Garrett Olson will take his warm-ups, and we'll take a look at the Yankees starting lineup presented by Rico. Johnny Damon's in left field. He'll lead off, batting second and playing shortstop, the captain, Derek Jeter. Bobby Abreu's in right field, hitting third. Cleaning up, playing third base, Alex Rodriguez. This season strong against the Orioles, and a lifetime 44 home runs against the Orioles. Hideki Matsui, the DH, will bat fifth, batting sixth, and playing first base, getting a little bit of a run in the lineup. Shelley Duncan. Robin Cano is heating up. He'll be at second base, batting seventh, batting eighth, and catching Chad Moeller. And Melky Cabrera in center field is going to bat ninth.
You're looking at 24-year-old Garrett Olson, who'll make his second start against the Orioles. He started at Yankee Stadium on the 21st, and he was the losing pitcher. As he's worked 5 starts this year, has a pretty good record, 3-1. As I mentioned, his only loss coming to the Yankees. His ERA has jumped up to 5.19, more than a hit per inning, 19 strikeouts, and opponents are hitting .311. Let's check out our G pitcher scouting report. Early departure. When he pitched against the Yankees last Wednesday, he left after 2 2/3 innings. That was his earliest knockout in his brief major league career. And when he was pitching in college, he went north to pitch in Alaska at Anchorage and went 7-0, opened the eyes of the scouts up there, and the Orioles drafted him shortly thereafter, and he's got good mechanics. He went to Cal Poly, and he was a mechanical engineering major and got a degree.
I'd like to see him and Mike Messina break down mechanics. One Stanford guy, one Cal Poly. Let's take a look at the defense behind Mr. Olson. Scott Jones and Markakis in the outfield, and the 7 outfield assists for Markakis. That leads the major leagues, and obviously that counts in the American League. Moore, Bynum, Roberts, and Millar. Third to first. Hernandez behind the plate, and Olson is on the mound. Well, we are ready for baseball here in Baltimore. Johnny Damon digs in. Garrett Olson's ready, and let's do it at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. The first pitch is a strike, and we are underway on Memorial Day. Damon 9 for 28 on the Yankees' just completed homestand, and he waves at a breaking ball to count 0-2.
Let's see if Garrett Olson makes any changes from his last time. I mean, the Yankees really knocked him around up at Yankee Stadium.
And a weak hat there by Damon. He swings at a breaking ball out of the strike zone. And there's one away. Hey, get the best in HD free with IO TV, because everything about HD is better with IO, the official HD service provider of Yankees baseball. The boos are for Derek Jeter. And boos on the road are like cheers at home.
I'll tell you what, when you go on the road, you expect the people, most of the people, not to be in your corner. But what it served for me in the past, it gave you incentive. You want to shut these people up. Toughest fans were in Detroit, I felt. They were right behind you at Old Tiger Stadium. Used to say all kinds of things about you, your family. And if you did something in the game, then you come out there, all of a sudden they didn't have much to say.
Now, when they boo you at home, we can't put a good spin on that.
No, you can't.
I don't know what to say.
I will tell you this, Michael. I played 10 years here in Baltimore. I can never remember being booed in my home ballpark.
Because you did well.
Well, you know,
were a good player.
Yeah, but we had good teams, too. So they had a feeling if we were losing, we'd turn it around pretty soon.
Way inside. And the count 3-0. Yankees 3-3 against the Orioles so far this year. Last year they split 18 games. They have not lost a season series to the Orioles since 1997. And we mentioned this yesterday. Derek Jeter likes hitting in day games. The 3-0. There's a strike, 3-1.
Broken hole for what is 18?
18,
yes?
yeah.
18 without a hit. That's certainly unusual for Derek. Got a double, drove in a run yesterday. Still maintained ability to hit with runners in scoring position.
0 for 18 was his second longest hitless streak of his career. The longest was the famous 0 for 32. Hey, you can listen to Yankees baseball in Spanish by hitting the SAP button on your television. And SAP is brought to you by Toyota, a smart way to keep moving forward. So Jeter walks, and that's going to bring up Bobby Abreu. Abreu had a pretty good homestand, 11 for 31. The Yankees lost 2 to the Mets. They lost the first one to the Orioles, and then they won the next 5, so they were 5-3 on the homestand. It was supposed to be a 9-game homestand, but the first game against the Mets was rained out.
And made it a point to talk to Bobby before today's game to just tell him how great that at bat he had was in the 8th inning yesterday. I mean, 9-pitch at bat, fouled off several tough pitches, and finally got something he could handle and ripped the double to the gap. Several things that the Yankees really put together in that 8th inning, and one of them was Bobby Abreu's at bat. I know Molina got credit for the game-winning hit, but there were other things that happened during that inning that enabled the Yankees to win.
And there's a strike from Olsen, and the count 1-1.
And we just saw Derek Jeter draw a walk, and that's what started the inning in the 8th. Jeter drew a leadoff walk.
Then they brought in Arthur Rose to face Abreu, and then they had to bring in their closer, J.J. Putz.
And that double yesterday for Abreu enabled him to stretch his current hitting streak to 5 straight games.
And in his last 8, he's hitting .355. The 1-1. Count 2-1. Now you can run against Olsen. 5 for 5 teams are against him stealing bases, and Hernandez behind the plate throws out 27% of base runners. He's caught 9 of 33. And there goes Jeter. Swing and a miss. Throw to second, not nearly in time.
Michael, you called that like you know the signs. Or did you put it on yourself? I thought I noticed Derek looking up here, but he got a great jump. No chance for Hernandez to throw him out. And Jeter's in with his 3rd stolen base of the year. Now, early in the season when Derek was having that problem with that quad muscle, he wasn't thinking about stealing at all. And that's why he's only got 3 so far. But I notice he's running down to first base better. You can see that no chance for Bynum with the tag.
And Abreu is down looking. Second strikeout in the inning for Olsen, 2 away.
Let's check out the pitch selection. The target is lowered away, and it's a fastball on the corner for call strike 3. Sometimes when you have a good eye like Abreu does, and he draws a lot of walks, you trust your eye a little bit too much, and you think that that corner is a little further away than it actually is.
Here's A-Rod. And there's a strike. Alex drew a walk in that inning as well in the 8th inning. Yankees came from behind for the first time all year when trailing after 7 innings. They've been 0-23 in those situations before yesterday's 4-run 8th. Now Olsen can be very careful with Alex Rodriguez, because although Matsui is having a very good year, you'd much rather face Matsui lefty than give Alex Rodriguez anything that he could drive.
And from Alex's standpoint, if you're up there hitting, you might look for breaking balls. Yeah, I know he's got 1 strike now. Until you get to 2 strikes, you can actually sit on a pitch and wait. Now, these situations, I said, they're going to throw me something off speed. See, there's another breaking ball. So if it's a strike, it might have got hammered, but it. And hitting .333 since his return. And when you look up the Yankee lineup today, it goes left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Joe Girardi staggering the hitters until you get to Melky Cabrera, number 9, a switch hitter.
The 2-1. Driven to center field. Adam Jones is there, and he'll put it away with a final out of the first. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left. The Yankees nothing, and the Orioles coming to bat on yes.
Hey, this is Victor Martinez.
Hey, this is AJ Burnett.
All my games are live
and on demand on MLB.tv.
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 Keep watching. Keep watching.
Keep watching. Mike Schmidt, April 18th, 1987. 500. Ernie Banks, May 12th, 1970. 500. Harmon Killebrew, August 10th, 1971. 500. Willie McCovey, June 30th, 1978. 500. Manny Ramirez, Voting is now open for the 2008 All-Star Game at Yankee Stadium. Use the ballot on MLB.com to watch video, compare stats, and vote up to 25 times.
Hey,
Against Darryl Rasner. Let's take a look at the Orioles starting lineup. Presented, as always, by our good friends in Rico. Brian Roberts at second leads off, batting second and playing third, Melvin Mora. Nick Markakis in right field. He's been struggling of late, but lifetime against the Yankees, he does a good job. He'll bat third. Cleaning up the DH, Aubrey Huff. Luke Scott in left field will bat fifth, batting sixth, and playing first base, Kevin Millar. Ramon Hernandez will catch, he'll bat seventh. Batting eighth and playing center field, Adam Jones, and Freddie Bynum, the shortstop, will bat ninth.
Darryl Rasner's been a fine addition to the Yankees rotation since being recalled from Scranton-Wilkes-Barre. He's made 3 starts. He's won them all. ERA 1.89, less than a hit per inning. Look at that, only 2 walks, 11 strikeouts, and the league's hitting just .206 against him. Here's our G pitcher scouting report. 2 is his limit. He's only given up either 2 or less runs in all 3 of his starts. 19 innings pitched, great control. Only 2 walks, and right-handed batters, well, they haven't done much, hitting just .188.
Brian Roberts digs in. He's a .263 hitter for the season. You know it's getting to be sunny now. Joe Girardi's putting sunblock on. Either that or he has a terrible itch. Count 1-1.
What? Yeah, I heard something about a joke about sunblock the other day. It involved Ozzie Guillen.
Right.
Pitcher was having a long inning. Ozzie comes out to the mound, asked him if he needed sunblock. He's been out there for so long.
Smart idea to protect yourself. Not a cloud in the sky here today. Pitch is high. Just a beautiful blue sky above Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Still a great looking ballpark.
Unbelievable.
The 2-2. Foul back.
Well, the Orioles have been struggling of late. Their lineup has not been producing many runs. It's just 27 hits in their last 5 games. And only 9 runs over those 5 games. And it was all started by Darryl Rasner. He's the one who put them in the funk now Wednesday night in New York.
And the 2-2. Grounded foul.
The Yankees came back, won the final 2 games of the series against Baltimore. The Orioles went from there down to Tampa Bay and were swept by the Rays.
Rays are now 10 games over 500, and that has never before happened in their existence. And the Orioles right now are reeling. They're not hitting. When they get on base, they're running the bases poorly, running into outs. There's a ground ball to Jeter. And Roberts is out, 1 away. Why don't we take a look at the American League East? You've got the Rays in first place. Who would have thunk it on one of the great milepost days when you evaluate a baseball season? Memorial Day. Red Sox a half game behind. Blue Jays have been playing good baseball. They're 4 back. The Yankees now have moved out of last. They're 5 back with their 5-game winning streak. And Dave Tremblay's Orioles 5.5 behind the Rays and a half game behind the Yankees.
Yeah, there were sweeps going all around baseball yesterday. The Orioles got swept by the Rays. The Yankees were sweeping the Mariners, and the Red Sox were swept by the A's.
The 0-1. The A's are one of the great surprises in baseball. Billy Beane traded a lot of his regulars, a lot of his pitchers, and got a lot of young prospects, and they're all contributing now. So playing much better than people thought they would. A lot of people thought they'd be in last place. The 1-1. Melvin Mora has been struggling on the road trip, 1 for 18.
You know, his problems might have started in New York when Hideki Matsui slid into him on a close play at third base. In fact, I talked to Melvin before the game. May 21st at the stadium. Hideki Matsui will advance to third on a base hit by Robinson Cano. A close play as Markakis gets the throw in, and Matsui stepped on the throwing hand of Melvin Mora. And I talked to Melvin before the game today, and actually 2 of his fingers were cut. His middle finger on his throwing hand along with the ring finger, and he said that the ring finger was not too bad. It was the middle finger had a deep hole in it, deep gash in it, and That's why he missed a few games. He also said he's only had 1 hit since then. He's 1 for 18.
And he thought he had a walk there. He's going to have to come back because that was called strike 2. And I'm sure home plate umpire Lance Barksdale just loved that.
He had to stop staring at him.
Now it might be a good idea to swing at anything close now, right?
I believe so. Here's a look. Look. You make the call. Yeah, it's knee high on the outside corner. Yeah, one of the things that Rasner has added this year, which has made him more effective, he's got a cutter, and that was not in his arsenal last year. And really worked on it, makes it effective against left-handed batters that moves in, and then right-handers just at the very end when they think they got the fastball squared up. There's enough movement in there to get them out.
Popped up. Jeter biting the sun for the second out. Today's closed captioning is brought to you by your New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut Lexus dealers.
Does Derek have the sunglasses? I don't think so. With not many clouds, it can be very difficult. A high sky, as the infielders and outfielders will call it, and just doing everything he can to make the play. Your eyes start watering, looking into the sun. How far away is the sun? 93 million miles? For something that far away, it causes a lot of problems here on Earth. 4 hours by Amtrak.
Here's Markakis. There's a strike. Markakis in a little bit of a slump right now. 3 for his last 19. And the thing that we hear about Markakis is when there's a fastball thrown, he's looking for a breaking ball. When he's looking breaking ball, he's getting a fastball. He's guessing wrong all the time.
He has been striking out an awful lot. And in the Yankee series, he struck out 7 times in 3 games. There's Terry Crowley, the hitting coach, who will tell you that Markakis is one of the upcoming stars in this game, and I believe that too. But you know, sometimes when you're a young hitter, your slumps last a little longer than they should. You get to be a veteran hitter, you know yourself a little better, maybe have a little more confidence.
Popped up again. Jeter will have to fight that sun, and he wins the fight. And Rasner works a 1-2-3 first inning against the Orioles as Darryl Rasner jump-starting his career at the age of 27, trying to go 4-0. Jeter's going to help, fighting the sun and putting it away.
Voting is now open for the 2008 All-Star Game at Yankee Stadium. Use the ballot on MLB.com to watch video, compare stats, and vote up to 25 times.
Hey, this is Victor Martinez.
Hey, this is AJ Burnett.
All my games are live and on demand on MLB.tv.
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 Keep watching. Keep watching.
Keep watching.
Stadium moment sponsored by Mercedes. On May 26th of 06, Derek Jeter became the 8th player in Yankee history to collect 2,000 career hits, joining Yogi Berra, Lou Gehrig, Joe DiMaggio, Mickey Mantle, Don Mattingly, Babe Ruth, and Bernie Williams, and reaching that milestone. Your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealers on the web at searchmercedes.com. Here's Matsui, and the pitch outside, 1-0. One thing the Orioles have been getting is good starting pitching, and people are just assuming that that's not going to go on all year. as Matsui continues his hot hitting. 10 for 28 on the homestand, and he starts the road trip with a single.
Matsui's career average here at Camden Yards just went up a bit. 326 career hitter in this ballpark. Just you feel very hitterish when you walk onto the field here. You look at the gaps. 364 in left and 373 in right.
Here's Shelley Duncan. Yankees have faced so many lefties that Duncan is finally getting those at bats, that repetition, and the Yankees are hoping that it leads to some production, because right now hitting just 176, and on the homestand he was 2 for 16, although one of the two a big 3-run home run.
And one of the two was a hit in the 8th inning last night, or yesterday. I'm saying last night, it was a day game. I think what it is, I'm not used to too many day games in a row. No, actually, that was Matsui who got the hit pinch hitting for Duncan.
That was the roller that puts through over the head of shot puts it over the head of Sexton. 1-1. Rip foul. Bobby Meacham got clunked yesterday on the leg. He said he's okay. Saw him walking around the hotel yesterday. It didn't seem like he was limping.
Maybe it looked worse than it was.
Didn't look like it felt too good.
Wasn't it Shelley Duncan who hit him?
You know what? I think you're right.
Yeah.
1-1. 2-1. 13 times last 15 games, the Orioles starters have given them 5 or more innings, while allowing 4 or fewer runs, and the starters during those 13 games 8-3, 3.10. And that's what's kept the Orioles afloat. Olsen was 3-0 before the Yankees shellacked him last week. Changeup, and Duncan swings and misses.
Watch this ball move down and away, and it looked like it was off the plate. And you can see that Shelley's way out in front and strikes out. That's the 3rd strikeout for Olsen.
That'll bring up Cano. He had the big sac fly in the 8th inning yesterday that tied the game at 5, and then Molina's double put the Yankees ahead 6-5, and then Mariano closed it out in the 9th. Strike. Along with Ken Singleton, I'm Michael Kay. You're watching Yankees baseball right here on Yes. We thank you for spending part of your Memorial Day with us. Hope you're having a great day with your family. Right here, top of the 2nd inning in Baltimore. Yankees and the Orioles are scoreless. Right in on the hands and fouled away.
It was Cano who got the big hit to win the ball game, the 3rd game of the series at Yankee Stadium against Baltimore. Give the Yankees a series 2 out of 3.
Count 0-2 on Cano. Cano at the stadium was 10 for 29 on the homestand. And Olsen's pitching very well early as he picks up his 4th strikeout.
After all these pitchers were in, finally goes away, and little breaking ball down and away, and Cano cannot reach it. That's something you want to file away for your next at bat. Don't let it happen again.
Here's Chad Moeller. Moeller, the catcher today, batting 8th. And he gets plunked. Trying to come in, came in too much. And the Yankees have runners on 1st and 2nd with 2 outs.
Target's in, but it's too far inside. Just looked like it grazed the thigh of Moeller. So he'll head on down to first base. That's the third batter that Olson has hit this year. Really no place for Moeller to go except now at first base.
Now, speaking of catching, Jorge Posada today in extended spring training games at Philly caught 5 innings. He was 0 for 5 with 1 walk. He did not make a throw. The team did not attempt to run on him, and that's by agreement. Tries to come in on Cabrera, and he has to get out of the way. And Posada will throw tomorrow, but not in a game. Then on Wednesday again, he'll bat and catch, but won't throw yet. And obviously extended spring training, when I say at Philly, the Phillies farm team in Clearwater.
Yeah.
The 1-0. 1-1.
So they got an agreement from the other team not to attempt to steal.
That's and also he led off each inning. That's the way these extended spring training games go. I'm sure he'd like to get that agreement up here too.
You mean if a pitcher's working on it, something, you know, getting his arm back?
Yeah.
Don't go up there with bats?
Well, absolutely.
What a lead.
Matsui at second. Moeller is at first. 2 men out. Top of the second. No score. The 2-1. Chop towards short. Bynum will go the short way. And they get the force for the final out of the second. No runs hit. No errors and 2 men left. Let's go to the bottom of the second. Nothing, nothing.
Hey, this is Victor Martinez.
Hey, this is AJ Burnett.
All my games are live and on demand on MLB.tv.
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 Keep watching. Keep watching.
Keep watching.
Even when you can't watch your favorite team, you can know what's happening with MLB.com's mobile team alerts, now including video alerts for your video-enabled phone. You'll get video highlights minutes after they happen, text messages on home runs, lead changes, and more. Everything you need to stay informed throughout the season for just $3.99 per month. Sign up now and pick your favorite team. Text MLB to 65246. For complete details, go to MLB.com/mobile.
Voting is now open for the 2008 All-Star Game at Yankee Stadium. Use the ballot on MLB.com to watch video, compare stats, and vote up to 25 times.
Welcome to the new and improved MLB.com. Experience the game like never before with MLB.com's Game Day. Real-time pitch type and in-game video highlights moments after they happen. Have those same highlights sent straight to your video-enabled phone with MLB.com's mobile team alert. And if you can't get to the game, watch every out-of-market game this season live with high-quality streaming video exclusively on MLB.tv. Only on MLB.com, where baseball is always on.
Hey.
Yes, the Yankees take on the Orioles in the second game of this series from Camden Yards. Our coverage starts at 6 with batting practice today, followed by the Tri-State Ford pregame. Then join Ken Singleton and me back here in the booth for the play-by-play. Yankees-Orioles. It all starts tomorrow night at 6 and is only on Yes. A lot of New York fans out there on Utah Street. And that's where Boog's Barbecue is located.
Yeah, we saw quite a few of them prior to the game. We were out there taping our open.
More New Yorkers than Oriole fans, I'll tell you that. There's a strike to Aubrey Huff. Orioles used to not like it that Yankee fans came here and dominated the ballpark. Now I think they like the money that the New Yorkers bring because they don't sell out here anymore.
It's kind of unfortunate. I think today, well, this is Monday, and people have to go back. It's not a weekend series. I think usually during the weekend series, you see the sellout crowds. Even more people from New York and New Jersey come down this way to see their favorite team. But certainly well represented today. There's a whole lot.
Tomahawk deep to center field. deepest part of the park as Melky Cabrera puts it away.
And we talked about the Orioles' lack of hitting. Aubrey Huff actually hit a home run yesterday down at Tropicana Field. It was only the Orioles' third home run in their last 50 innings. And the man at the plate, Luke Scott, has 2 of those 3. One of them was the home run he hit at Yankee Stadium in the upper deck.
You see Luke Scott, 255 average, but at home he's a different hitter. 367 here at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. And he's kind of a mess right now physically. His Achilles has been bothering him, his right leg. So he's favoring that. That's hurt the knee. And it's kind of tweaked the hamstring as well.
So he was out of the lineup yesterday at Tropicana Field. Dave Tremblay, the Orioles manager, wanted to get him out of there, keep him off the turf, and installed him back in the lineup here this afternoon against the Yankees.
Remember that old song, the knee bones connected to the, everything affects everything else because it's his left Achilles, so he's favoring that, and he hurt his right knee. One thing goes wrong, everything else could break down if you start favoring it. The 2-1. 3-1. Now, one thing that Girardi said that he likes about Rasner, and this is the ultimate compliment that a manager could pay to a pitcher. He said, I know he's not going to beat himself. He said he's going to do what he has to do to win. If he gets beaten, it's going to be the other team. He's not going to beat himself, which means he's not going to walk the ballpark like that. You know, we had a good time taping the open out on Utah Street, and a lot of Yankee fans, desperate people that wanted my autograph at Kenny's. And Kenny was more concerned with getting that sandwich.
Yeah, they show me with the food. that wasn't even for me. I can attest. That was for David Thrower, our high home cameraman. I was nice enough to bring it up here, and it looks like, you know, hey, forget you people. I'm gonna go eat here.
We'll play along.
Here's Dave. Wave to him, Dave. Tell him it's true, right, Dave? Yep. See.
Kevin Millar line drive base hit to left field. Damon will get the ball in quickly as Scott stops at second.
See what Millar usually hits well against the Yankees. You can see this pitch is middle. And following a base on balls, that happens quite often where a pitcher trying to regain the strike zone throws something much too close to the middle of the plate. Millar unloads with a base hit, and the Orioles have 2 men on with 1 out here in the bottom of the 2nd inning.
Ramon Hernandez, a better hitter than 214. He was 4 for 16 on the road trip. Orioles signed Hernandez to a free agent contract while they still had Javi Lopez here. And that really set them back. You know, they had to eventually end up releasing Lopez, but they're paying 2 people a lot of money for the same position. And Lopez was just a dreadful defensive catcher. And he's out of baseball now. Tried to stick around with the Atlanta Braves this spring, but it didn't work. The 0-1. There's a strike.
Yeah, despite the fact that Hernandez is hitting 214, he is a very dangerous hitter with runners in scoring position, hitting 370. His last 4 seasons. Last year was an injury-plagued season. You can see the previous year where he hit really well. 23 home runs, 91 runs batted in. I believe he hit about 6 or 7 of those home runs against the Yankees.
And the 0-2. Right in on the hands, fouled back.
Hernandez coming off a 4 for 16 road trip, and he was one of the hot hitters. He had Mora 1 for 18. Robert struggled, the same for Markakis.
Well, Kenny spoke about this stat on our pregame show. They had 27 hits in 5 games in their 5-game losing streak, and they scored 9 runs. So their offense has suddenly gone south. And they've been shut out 3 times in the last 12 games. They didn't get shut out last year until September 1st. Now Rasner wants to talk things over with Moeller. Runner at second base. They change the signs.
Now they're way ahead on the count 0-2, and they might be thinking, let's try and get Hernandez to chase a particular pitch. Which one you want to throw? You know, the danger of throwing a breaking ball into dirt. If it gets away from Moeller, who's very good at blocking balls, the runners can advance. Just trying to set him up to get him out.
And the 0-2. Just missed inside.
Razor misses. He doesn't miss by much. Target is down and in.
Yeah,
that was
pretty good pitch.
Yeah, there's a little movement on it. Just off the corner.
And the 1-2. Nubbed up the first baseline. That's going to kick foul.
Now remember, you've got Moeller again as we look at this squibber off the end of the bat, and it's going to twist foul and go. Watch it. Once it hits the grass, it makes that immediately right turn and goes into foul territory. You know, Moeller and Razor speaking again on the mound prior to this pitch. You can see Moeller returning the home plate, and these two guys worked in the minor leagues together. And they worked very well. When Razor got called up, he was 4-0 with a 0.87 ERA. So that's one reason why Joe Girardi has paired these two together. Every time Razor hits the mound, it's like Jose Molina's day off.
Missed outside. And the 2-2. Weak hack, a protect hack to stay alive.
If you use the alphabet as your A swing being your best swing, that was about number Z. That was a letter Z for Hernandez. Just spoiled that one.
Two. Hernandez putting together a tougher bat.
Mentioned he seems to be a lot tougher with runners in scoring position. This will be pitch number 9 coming up.
Scott off second, Millar off first. Hernandez against Rasner, 2-2. It will now be a 10-pitch at bat.
Home plate umpire Lance Barksdale just got a new supply of baseballs from the veteran Ernie Tyler, who's been here helping out in the umpire's room since 1954.
The 2-2. Cabrera right there. So Rasner wins the 10-pitch battle. Good at bat. I told you Lance Barksdale is the home plate umpire. Let's look at the rest of the crew. You've got Doug Eddings at first. Ted Barrett is at second. And Dana DeMuth is over third. Here's Adam Jones. Jones 6 for 20 on the road trip. He's hitting .253. He's not a rookie technically, but this is his first full season in the big leagues. He came over from the Mariners in the Bedard trade. And you know what? Bedard is considered an outstanding pitcher as Moeller goes out and talks with Rasner on the strike. But the Mariners just left town, and just talking to people around the Mariners, they're not in love with Eric Bedard because it doesn't seem like Eric Bedard is really in love with baseball. Big hockey fan. It's not that he's not a great pitcher, but he doesn't live and die the sport. And they were a little surprised by that. The Orioles knew it. That's why they weren't devastated to trade him. They knew they wouldn't sign him long term, and they got the best that they could.
And his attitude around the team is the best, like a team player. They appealed, and they said that Adam Jones went around. First base umpire Doug Edding, so the count is 0-2. We get another look. I would say so. So Darryl Rasner jumps out ahead. No balls in the 2 strikes. And the Orioles got 5 players, including a center fielder who's got some skills and improving as a player, and a closer.
0-2. Now another deal they made for multiple players was Miguel Tejada going to Houston. And although they were glad to get rid of Tejada, they miss his bat. Markakis misses his bat. There's protection in the lineup. And although he was not a great hitter last year, he's returned to that this year with the Astros. And that's an adjustment because now they don't have an MVP type bat at shortstop and in the middle of the lineup. But to move forward, they felt they had to take a step back. Slow roll to the short. Going to be a tough play, and there is no play. Infield single.
Well, they say that Adam Jones can become a 5-tool player, and one of those tools that you can't really teach is ability to run, and he really has some good speed. And he goes out and hits a tough pitch, an emergency swing, but he's got the type of speed that with this ball being so slowly hit that Derek Jeter didn't even look to throw the first base. He was looking to see if Luke Scott would round third too far and he could pick off an out there.
Okay, that was like cricket.
Yeah. Broken bat. There's your speed, and there's an infield single. Well, Rasner made a great pitch, but gives up the hit.
Bases loaded for Bynum. And a strike.
Yeah, you talk about Tejada not here. Freddie Bynum's playing shortstop now. You've seen Luis Hernandez get a shot at it. Alex Cintron called up in the minor leagues. He played a little bit of shortstop. Brendan Fahey, who was with the Orioles beginning of the year, back in the minors. He played some short.
And the count 0-2 on Bynum.
Bynum originally was signed by the Oakland A's. And he had never been on an airplane until they flew him out to Oakland to sign a contract. He's from North Carolina.
And that's part of the gig now. He's going to be on a lot of them. And the 0-2. He swings and misses, and Rasner works out of a bases-loaded jam. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 3 men left. We played 2, and there's no score.
Hey, this is Victor Martinez.
Hey, this is AJ Burnett.
All my games are live and on demand on MLB.tv.
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 Keep watching. Keep watching.
Keep watching. Mike Schmidt, April 18th, 1987, 500. Ernie Banks, May 12th, 1970, 500. Harmon Killebrew, August 10th, 1971, 500. Willie McCovey, June 30th, 1978, 500. Manny Ramirez. Voting is now open for the 2008 All-Star Game at Yankee Stadium. Use the ballot on MLB.com to watch video, compare stats, and vote up to 25 times.
Hey, this is Victor Martinez.
Hey, this is AJ Burnett.
All my games are live. Live and on demand.
On MLB.tv. MLB.tv.
MLB.tv.
MLB.tv.
Keep watching. Keep watching.
Keep watching.
Third inning here at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. So Darryl Rasner works out of a jam, striking out Bynum. Now the top of the Yankee order against Olsen. And the lefty deals. There's a strike. I mean, does it get better than this, Kenny? What a day. Just gorgeous. That's what they invented baseball for, to be played on days like this.
Break out the short sleeves. A lot of pools opening this weekend.
Throw away the ties.
Oh. Didn't he? Yeah. I think they'll be back tomorrow night.
Nah, here's the 0-2 inside.
Johnny Damon struck out on breaking balls his first time up, and Olsen made some pretty good pitches, kind of led him across the plate. He threw one almost down the middle, then a little further away, and then finally got Johnny to chase a pitch out of the strike zone. Johnny should remember that, veteran hitter that he is. He's always hit well in this ballpark, hit well against the Orioles too.
And he continues to do that. A base hit for Damon. Hey, tonight after the postgame on Yes, stay tuned for an all-new Joe Girardi show as the skipper talks about the latest roster rotations, including his thoughts on Jabba Chamberlain's new role as a starter. It's the Joe Girardi show tonight after the postgame, plus an all-new show Sunday night at 6 only on Yes.
Check out the pitch location. The target is in. Pitch is there, but Johnny's waiting in the weeds. Base hit to center field.
Damon is a threat to run. And there's a strike to Jeter. Count on 2. Breaking ball diving down and in.
Well, you hear the chant, "Let's go Yankees," and Oriole fans are trying to shout it down.
Damon 6 stolen bases in 8 attempts. Jeter walked and stole a base in the first inning.
Got the hitter scout report on Derek Jeter. His career here at Camden Yards. He likes this ballpark. 325, 244 hits against the Orioles. That's the most of any active player. And also he's been very solid with runners in scoring position this year.
Yes, he did. Ball diving down and in on Jeter, so he strikes out. That's the 5th strikeout for Darren Olsen.
He showed a great breaking ball here, down and in, and it was definitely moving out of the strike zone. It wasn't a strike. Derek commits. That's what happens when previous pitches have been inside in this at bat, and you know, you see it coming in again, and you want to be that much quicker. And it broke down and down to the strike zone. Johnny Damon having a good time over at first base. He and Kevin Millar, former teammates, just renewing acquaintances over there.
And that's a foul tip as Abreu showed bunt. Bobby struck out looking in the first inning.
Target's away, and you could see how far Olson actually missed the target as the ball clipped the bat. As Bobby Abreu trying to jump back out of the way.
Olson's dialed in. Good breaking ball today.
Yeah, that's been his best pitch. He's been very effective to the left-handed hitters with it. As this is going to clip the outside corner, he's been very good to the right. He's got that pitch down and in.
One. Pushes the envelope a bit. And the count 2-1.
Yeah, Abreu is usually a very tough hitter to get to chase a pitch out of the strike zone. It does happen from time to time, maybe with 2 strikes sometimes, but he's the guy who's going to go deep into counts.
Lofted to left field, Luke Scott. And there are 2 outs. That'll bring up Alex Rodriguez. Hey, a strange sight today. And if you come to an Oriole game, first game of the series, you see it all the time, though. The Orioles took infield practice. And Major League Baseball teams just don't take infield practice anymore. Kenny, you were telling me you took it every day.
Every single day, and you had to have a good excuse if you didn't do it. And Dave Tremblay started this last year with the Orioles. He also got all the players to stretch together. Wanted everybody to be on time. That was something that wasn't happening before. And what he has stressed is teamwork and positive attitude. I know things are tough right now. They've lost 5 in a row, just can't seem to score much. But he has gotten the respect of his players.
1-0. 2-0.
Yeah, he has stayed with that breaking ball 2 in a row to Alex Rodriguez.
And for those that don't know what infield is, you know what it is? It's just a coach hitting fly balls to the outfielders, have to throw to the right base, grounders to the infielders, and have to throw to second and throw to first, and simulate double plays. And they do it the first game of every series. Now, as far as I could tell, Kenny, asking around, they stopped doing it because they didn't want to wear players out.
I thought they stopped doing it because they wanted to give more time to offense and more batting practice. And unfortunately, that seemed to be the case during the steroid era, that they forgot about defense and offense became a priority.
And A-Rod walks. So runners on first and second with 2 outs.
And you know how important infield was. 1 year I had a very sore arm. In fact, I needed surgery, elbow surgery next year. But I was told to go out and take infield because if I didn't, the other team would know that something was wrong with me. So just go out there and kind of fake it. You know, I told them I only got really 1 good throw on my arm during the whole game.
Right. And
they said, well, just lays it in there. You don't have to just as long as you're out there, because if you're not out there, somebody's going to start to ask questions as to why you're not out there.
Along with Ken Singleton, I'm Michael Kay. You're watching Yankees baseball here on the Yes Network. Top of the 3rd inning, no score. Yankees threatening first and second, 2 outs. Here's Matsui. And a pitch low and away, 1-0. Matsui singled to center. That was in the second. First of 3 between the Yankees and the Orioles. And the Yankees have a day off in Minneapolis. That's on Thursday. Then they play 4 games against the Twins. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday night, one of those wraparound series. And a strike. The pitch. Grounded through for a base hit. Johnny Damon rounds third. Here comes Markakis. Here's the throw. He's out. 8th outfield assist for Nick Markakis. The Yankees tested the right fielder with the best arm, and he made him pay. Markakis guns down Damon, trying to score. He comes up, strong left arm, and he fires a one-hop strike to Hernandez, who tags Damon on the way by. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. It was close. As we go to the bottom of the third, there's still no score.
Hey, this is Victor Martinez.
Hey, this is AJ Burnett.
All my games are live and on demand on MLB.tv.
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 Keep watching. Keep watching.
Keep watching. Voting is now open for the 2008 All-Star Game at Yankee Stadium. Use the ballot on MLB.com to watch video, compare stats, and vote up to 25 times.
Airlines. With Southwest Airlines, you're now free to be more productive. Visit southwest.com today. And by Northrop Grumman. Today's Baltimore Orioles HD broadcast brought to you locally by Northrop Grumman. Northrop Grumman is defining the future in technology.
Well, I'll tell you, if you're Bobby Meachin and you coach third base for the Yankees, you figure, well, you know what? I got Johnny Damon with good speed. It's 2 outs. He's going on contact. But we set it up a couple innings earlier. Combination of Markakis with more assists, now with 8. A great arm, great throw, nice tag. You send him because it's the aggressive thing to do. You thought he'd score. I mean, it was really a confluence of all the things you'd think, speed and jump and all that. But again, the big eraser, and you would like to think that maybe that'll be the definitive play of this game to get Garrett Olson out of trouble, a young 24-year-old starter for the Orioles.
Remains scoreless here as Darryl Rasner will go back to the top of the order. Brian Roberts grounded out his first time up. There is Nick Markakis leading the league with 8 assists in the outfield. And any time I've always felt from a Bates coaching perspective, if it's going to take a perfect throw or play in order to get the out, do it.
Yeah.
Unless, it's just some playoff game where you just simply cannot afford to have that last out made at the plate.
Yeah, I think that if there's not 2 outs, you hold it. Because he has a reputation, and it's deservedly so, of having one of the better arms. This is also because of the smallness of Camden Yards, a great park to throw. Albert Bell had 17 assists his first year as an Oriole. Not all here, but they kept running, and he kept throwing them out.
And generally they'll keep running if they think they've got a chance. Brian Roberts takes that one to left, not very deep. Yeah. Damon was deep and had a long way to come to get it. Roberts is retired, 1 away. The Red Sox will be back this weekend, 4-game series. Saturday's game nearly sold out. Good seats remain for the other 3, especially next Monday at 7:05. So break out the colors. Come on and cheer the Birds against the Red Sox here at the Yard. 888-848-BIRD to Orioles.com for tickets. It's a very important string of games against the East, continuing the 13 in a row that the Orioles are in the midst of. Melvin Mora up high. Baltimore is now 9-12 against the East. The Yankees have gotten back to 500, 12-12 against Eastern Division teams. Mora loops that one up in the air. First base, Duncan. 2 down.
Yeah, Duncan, he plays all over. We saw him with a very good throwing arm in right field. Joe Girardi says, you know what, I'm going to give one of my left-handers, whether it's Damon Matsui, Abreu, a day off. Duncan can go to right. Giambi not playing today, even though Joe said he liked the way he was playing first base. Probably not the most range as any first baseman, but a lot like Kevin Millar. Soft hands, and he's starting to hit. He's got, what, 17 hits in his last 15 games with his on-base percentage over 50% of the time for Giambi.
Here is Nick Markakis. Not much question Giambi is the best first baseman the Yankees have. Shelley Duncan can be a bit of a liability at first base, but they like to have that big bat in there against the left-hander in particular. Markakis loops that one to left center field. He's going to get a gapper. That's going to go all the way to the wall. Nick on his way to second base, and Eagle will go in with a stand-up double with 2 down here in the third.
Well, just trying to get back on track. You know, and sometimes you have to be aggressive earlier. Likes to hit deep in the ground. You can see the high pitch. He doesn't get it in. Up and out over the plate at 88, 90 miles per hour. That's the ball that Nick usually handles, and I'm sure the whole Oriole bench, including their hitting instructor, is happy to see that.
Now the Orioles will try again for those elusive 2-out RBIs. Aubrey Huff with 2 down. Huff flied out his first time up. First ball missing on a big cut, 0-1.
Well, you got to know what you want to hit, and of course the book on Aubrey is basically don't throw him a lot of fastballs. He's a better fastball hitter. He likes it out over the plate.
256 with runners in scoring position, but only 167 when there are 2 outs. And another off-speed delivery, but way up high, and Rasner called Chad Moeller out to talk with him here about what they want to throw to Huff with a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Opponents hitting only 206 off Rasner coming into this ball game, so it's been pretty tough. The lefties 222 and right-handers only 188. He's given up a home run, 1 each, right, left. 1-ball, 1-strike count on Huff. Markakis off second. Jammed him, popped it up. First base, Duncan. And shades the eyes and makes the catch. No runs, a base hit, and 1 left on after 3, no score.
Hey, this is Victor Martinez.
Hey, this is AJ Burnett.
All my games are live and on demand on MLB.tv.
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 Keep watching. Keep watching.
Keep watching. Voting is now open for the 2008 All-Star Game at Yankee Stadium. Use the ballot on MLB.com to watch video, compare stats, and vote up to 25 times.
Hey, this is Victor Martinez.
Our Geico game highlights Captain Ted Carter of the USS Carl Vinson representing all our armed forces, and according to what we see, he threw a perfect strike. And Garrett Olson, he's been pretty good. 5 strikeouts, couple of walks. When he's had to make big pitches, he's been able to do it. And Freddie Bynum, a chance with the bases loaded, but Darryl Rasner pretty much doing what he did up in New York. And then when they do get to Olson, 8th assist. Perfect throw from Nick Markakis the end of 3rd inning, and we got ourselves a pitching duel.
Good one going on here. Here is Shelley Duncan. As Jim mentioned, he and his brother both playing in some Major League Baseball already in their careers, and their father, the pitching coach for the Cardinals, also a Major League player. I was just looking here, as only Elias can do. There's only one other set of brothers whose father played in the majors?
Be the Bells?
No. The Hairstons.
Well, yeah. Well, grandfather, father.
Scott and Jerry and Father Jerry. Yeah. The only other father that had 2 sons who ended up playing at the major league level. And they've had families who've had generations.
Well, I thought we got the Boones and but that's not a father. But I thought Gus Bell's both David Bell and Buddy Bell. So maybe.
But wouldn't the Boones fit in that? I mean, you've got. Yeah. Boones would be another.
Yep, you would think so.
That one is a foul ball. I'll call Bob and we'll check and make sure that Brett and Aaron actually are his kids.
Anyway, Shelley Duncan, one of the many.
No, I don't think there are many.
No, well, I mean many, and more than we thought.
Yeah, more than one. We got to call Elias on that. I think they actually made a mistake. It's unheard of. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Olson, who has walked a couple and struck out 5. And the breaking ball will miss inside. Duncan, a strikeout victim, his first time up.
Yeah, got him on a perfect changeup down and away, but a little different. 3-2 now. The first time he got him on a 1-2 changeup. Got him to expand the strike, but it was an outstanding changeup, probably the best one he's thrown. So Shelley Duncan knows he has it.
3-2 pitch to him, and he got him again.
Yep. Well, I'll tell you, this is the big leagues, and for a guy that's a pull hitter, and we've seen that in New York and here, if you can make your pitches and you can play him to pull, of course, both times he hadn't made contact, but once again, a little breaking ball, 3-2 breaking ball, pretty impressive. 6th strikeout of the afternoon. So we talk about it, game of adjustments. Last time you were in the shower by now up in New York. And
me?
No, not you. Garrett Olson. Oh, I don't know. You were sitting next to me.
Don't like the way you said that. Robinson Cano.
That's send Thorne to the showers.
Yeah. A lot of people have said that. A strikeout victim, his first time up as well. Hitting at just .228, but as we said, much hotter at the plate of late. Olson will just miss outside with it. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Garrett Olson was a little wild first inning with pitches that were a good deal away, but he has really settled down. Even the ones that aren't in the zone are very close. I mean, he's making Yankee hitters take a long look and lean, because he's not missing by much. Here's the 1-1 delivery. That's going to be to short. Freddie Bynum. 2 down. Want to get real-time video highlights of your favorite team sent straight to your phone? Text Oriole Alerts to MLB Go 65246 on your AT&T wireless phone and sign up for video alerts. All-Star Game will be coming up in New York. If you haven't cast a ballot yet, hope you'll pick one up at the Yard, any Orioles store, or go online, MLB.com or Orioles.com. Swung on and missed by Chad Moeller. All-Star Game at Yankee Stadium, of course, in the final year of the old stadium. Hitting at .255. And a breaking ball away. Still some real concern about Jorge Posada with the Yankees. He's concerned about the stability and strength of his throwing arm. They plan to use him maybe in 5 or 6 rehab games before he comes back. 1-1 delivery on the way in the dirt.
Yeah, he said actually when the Yankees were coming to Baltimore that he would probably be rehabbing. I don't know if that's the case. We'll find out. One of the few things I forgot to ask Joe Girardi, but of course, the minute you get him back, you had baseball's best offensive catcher last year. Now, the defense part is a whole other story.
Outside, and it is 3-1.
Well, Moeller got a base hit off of Garrett Olson in New York, and I think he's also hit a home run this year. You know, and right now he's going to look fastball, middle of the plate. You can throw him the fastball, just keep it down.
And it'll be full on the foul ball. He was hit by a pitch his first time up, as the Yankees have picked up 3 hits, as have the Orioles. Yankees have left 5 on base, 4 for the Orioles so far. The only half inning where either team didn't have a runner was the Orioles half of the first. 3 ball, 2 strike count, 2 away. A little breeze blowing out to left center right now. 3-2 pitch, and he got him. Staggered him on that one. He's asking the home plate umpire if it was a strike. It was. 7 Ks for Olson. No score.
Hey, this is Victor Martinez.
Hey, this is AJ Burnett.
All my games are live and on demand on MLB.tv.
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 Keep watching. Keep watching.
Keep watching. Mike Schmidt, April 18th, 1987. 500. Ernie Banks, May 12th, 1970. 500. Harmon Killebrew, August 10th, 1971. 500. Willie McCovey, June 30th, 1978. 500. Manny Ramirez. Voting is now open for the 2008 All-Star Game at Yankee Stadium. Use the ballot on MLB.com to watch video, compare stats, and vote up to 25 times.
Hey, this is Victor Martinez.
Hey, this is AJ Burnett.
All my games are live.
Welcome 300 members of the USS Carl Vinson and their families, but every day at the yard, military personnel and their families receive $3 off tickets to any seat in the yard. Now, of course, the Orioles, big fans of what the military is doing, but the military, big fans of the Orioles as well. Check this out. You got to wonder, Gary, how many places has that tattoo been all over the world? Gary, Jim?
Enough places so you'd find a few tattoo parlors around, I guarantee you that. That's the loyal fan right there. Now, how did she find him out there in the midst of...
I'm sure he found her.
Huh?
I said he found her.
Oh, more likely, absolutely true.
Yeah.
USS Carl Vinson, crew on hand. They were the color guard for the pregame ceremonies today. Luke Scott up. Darryl Rasner delivers to him away. Scott drew a walk. Rasner's walked only one and has struck out one. Beginning of 3 for the Yankees and the O's. Brian Burris, Ian Kennedy tomorrow. Jeremy Guthrie, Andy Pettitte will pitch on Wednesday. Both of those games are 7:05 starts. 1 ball, 1 strike count.
Yeah, a little off. I'll tell you what, the one thing when we talk about Luke Scott, at least this year, is 3 of his 4 home runs have been low fastballs, like he went golfing. Down and in, hit one in Yankee Stadium, second deck, right there off the outside corner. I mean, you can just get an idea that Rasner does have a pretty good idea of what he wants to do, and just, he's not overpowering, but he knows how to pitch. Just watch Moeller, and usually the ball is going to be somewhere in that vicinity. Again, outside corner, trying to stay away from down and in.
Scott to short. That was right off the end of the bat. Derek Jeter will make the play, get the out. Luke Scott is retired, 1 away in the 4th inning. Still time for you to pick up an Orioles partial season ticket plan and enjoy orange carpet benefits and significant savings off single game ticket prices. It's a 10-game Sunday plan. Great seats to the remaining Sunday Oriole home games, including Yankee Red Sox dates. The Sunday plan. Call about it. Orioles 888-848-BIRD or go to Orioles.com. Gary Thorne, Jim Palmer, and Amble Theo Harris, and our great crew here at Camden Yards on this Memorial Day, and happy to have you with us. Kevin Millar takes that one for a strike. He picked up a single. He's now 4 for 7 with a home run off Darryl Rasner. He's at 240 on the year, and will take that one under the arms on the inside corner, and he didn't think so, and it's 0-2. So 1 away he was questioning, 1 underneath the arms he was questioning. Now what? Now he's going to stand out and think about it for a minute.
Well, and you mentioned the fact they're trying to speed up the game, and Lance Barksdale is looking at him going,
let's go.
Yep.
Get back in there.
Well, he wants it. I'm sure that Kevin's trying to figure out where the strike zone is.
Topper right back to the mound. Rasner will flip it.
Say, and once again, you get the borderline pitches, and I'm not saying that it's Barksdale's fault, but this guy earns them because he's around where the glove is, and then it just in all the numbers. I know yesterday Buck Martinez and Jim Hunter were doing numbers of what guys hit in certain counts and things like that over the weekend. The numbers go down precipitously trying to hit when the pitcher has one strike or two strikes. It's just the way the game is, and sometimes an umpire will help you get there.
Bigger the strike zone, better the count pitcher-wise. Here's Ramon Hernandez, and he will go after the first pitch and pop that one up right field, not deep. Battling the sun, Abreu, he's got it. 1-2-3 inning and a quick one for Darryl Rasner. It remains 0-0.
Hey, this is Victor Martinez.
Hey, this is AJ Burnett.
All my games are live and on demand on MLB.tv.
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 Keep watching. Keep watching.
Keep watching.
Even when you can't watch your favorite team, you can know what's happening with MLB.com's mobile team alerts, now including video alerts for your video-enabled phone. You'll get video highlights minutes after they happen, text messages on home runs, lead changes, and more. Everything you need to stay informed throughout the season for just $3.99 per month. Sign up now and pick your favorite team. Text MLB to 65246. For complete details, go to MLB.com/mobile.
Voting is now open for the 2008 All-Star Game at Yankee Stadium. Use the ballot on MLB.com to watch video, compare stats, and vote up to 25 times.
Welcome to the new and improved MLB.com. Experience the game like never before with MLB.com's Game Day. Real-time pitch type and in-game video highlights moments after they happen. Have those same highlights sent straight to your video-enabled phone with MLB.com's mobile team alert. And if you can't get to the game, watch every out-of-market game this season live with high-quality streaming video exclusively on MLB.tv. Only on MLB.com, where baseball is always on.
Hey, this is Victor Martinez.
Hey, this is AJ.
It's a 0-0 ball game as we go to the fifth inning. Jim, for Oriole pitchers, these games, as a former pitcher, have to be so tough when you figure you're probably going to get 1 or 2 runs right now, and that's going to be it.
Well, the game has changed. But we've been talking all day about the bigger strike zone. So, home runs are down this year. So maybe the game's changed back to where when I used to pitch. So I think the problem for maybe even Rasner, because as you mentioned, he's getting about 9 runs a game. But for Garrett Olson, is he's thrown a lot of pitches, 66 in 4 innings. So he's going to have an easy inning like Darryl Rasner had and maybe get himself into the 7th inning. And I think it comes down to all the little things. Are you walking guys? Are you getting the first batter out? Can you keep the ball in the ballpark? And against this Yankee offense, sometimes that becomes difficult.
All right, these two pitchers are going at it. We've got a real pitching duel here, and the Oriole pitchers have been part of that of late, seemingly in just about every game. Melky Cabrera is going to lead it off here in the top half of the 5th inning. 0-3-0 for each team. And he showed bunt and brings Melvin Mora in a hurry from third base. Mora will back up, but probably play about even with the bag on the delivery to Cabrera. Cabrera hitting at .253 with 6 home runs. That one inside, just missed the jersey. And Olson falls behind on the number 9 hitter, 2 balls and no strikes.
So now we get into one of those hitters' counts, and what I talked about is that he's going to look out over the plate, and he's a very aggressive hitter anyway, doesn't walk a whole lot. And I take it back. I guess he's not. He's going to fake another bunt, even though Melvin Moore has come in. I mean, he's not way in because he doesn't bunt that much. But that's usually a pitch in a 0-0 game you're sitting on and try to hit hard.
Fouls that one back, so Olson gets back to a 2-ball, 2-strike count.
Yeah, the way he's striking guys out with 7 already, you don't want to get to 2 strikes. Because the one thing he isn't is predictable. He'll throw any of his pitches in any count.
Cabrera jumps on that one to foul it back and keep the at-bat alive. Get into a fielder's choice. His first time up. He has a 3-game hit streak coming into this. He has hit just about everywhere in the lineup. 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, and now 9th. This has been his best spot. That's a foul ball. 326 and sitting in the number 9 hole. The other spots when he hit on them, really not even close. He hit .276 batting 8th. Whether that matters where he hits in the lineup, only he knows, but the numbers say it does, so that's what Girardi responds to. 2-2 delivery on the way, and Cabrera will pop that one up in the infield first base. Millar, Roberts coming over wants it, and Roberts will put it away, and Cabrera's retired. First out here in the 5th inning. 1 down. The Orioles against the Yankees this season, the batting average is almost identical. 254 for the O's, 257 for the Yankees. Yankees have scored 28 runs, the Orioles 21. Orioles have hit 3 home runs, the Yankees have hit 4. And the ERA 3.42 for the Orioles, 3.46 for the Yankees. I mean, you can't get much closer in virtually every number, and that's why these teams are 3-3 in the first 6 games they have played. 1-0 count. Johnny Damon, top of the order. Breaking ball will miss down low. He is singled and struck out.
Yeah, you look at the guys that have given them trouble, and they're lefties. Lefties came in hitting .346 against Garrett Olson. Matsui with the base hit, Damon with the base hit.
2-0 delivery on the way to Damon. That is in there for a strike, 2-1.
Actually, Matsui with 2 hits. So all of the hits today against Garrett Olson, and looks to me maybe he just doesn't face a lot of lefties in the minors, getting comfortable. Probably doesn't make as good of pitches.
In the air to center field, Jones. And there are 2 outs here in the 5th inning. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. We will have this moment of silence coming up around baseball at 3 o'clock. Derek Jeter will stand in. Olson's got 2 down here. Jeter struck out and has drawn a walk. And grounds that one to short. Freddie Bynum on the backhand, guns it. Nice pick made by Millar, and a good inning as Olson retires the side in order, sitting down the last 6 Yankees that he's faced.
Voting is now open for the 2008 All-Star Game at Yankee Stadium. Use the ballot on MLB.com to watch video, compare stats, and vote up to 25 times.
Hey, this is Victor Martinez.
Hey, this is AJ Burnett.
All my games are live and on demand on MLB.tv.
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 Keep watching. Keep watching.
Keep watching. Voting is now open for the 2008 All-Star Game at Yankee Stadium. Use the ballot on MLB.com to watch video, compare stats, and vote up to 25 times.
Observed here at Camden Yards, as it is being done at all Major League ballparks today and around the country, as we remember those who gave their lives in service to their nation. And the many members of the armed services on hand to enjoy this Memorial Day at the ballpark. And it is a gorgeous day to be here. 88 degrees when we started, sunny skies, and another pitcher's duel underway. Olson with a couple of walks, 7 strikeouts. Rasner, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Neither team able to generate much in the way of opportunities here in this game. 3 in scoring position for Baltimore and 3 in scoring position for the Yankees in the ball game.
Well, now, Kenny Singleton, who played for us and now does Yankee games, said, Cakes, hey, you used to pitch back-to-back games. What do you do? I said, well, if you're like Darryl Rasner, I don't think you change anything. He shut him out for 7 innings. You know that they may make some adjustments, and you use all your pitches, and you see how they're you can read the bat a little bit. And for Garrett Olson, he gets hammered, gives up 6 runs in 2 2/3 innings. He's made some terrific adjustments, more strikes, better command of his stuff, and then you just hope that your team scores your runs, which has not happened for either of these pitchers today.
The Orioles in this 5-game losing streak that they are in, and it equals a high in losing streak this season. Once before they'd lost 5, have been outscored 28-9 in those games, those 5 games, and 2 shutouts. 2 of the 3 shutouts this season against the Orioles have come in those 5 games.
And a couple of 2-1 losses. So again, good pitching. That's been consistent.
Jones goes down in a hurry. Rasner's got 2 Ks.
Well, the one thing about Darryl Rasner, I mean, a big guy, he seems to finish his pitches. And what I mean by that, he's able to get down the rubber. You throw the ball through the hitter to the catcher. Now, he misses his spot here, but that looks to me like a little cut fastball, maybe a slider. Jones had him the last time, infield base hit. You want to keep him off base. Now you can just throw your off-speed stuff to Bynum.
Freddie Bynum showing bunt, bringing A-Rod in from third base. The strikeout victim his first time up. Rasner hasn't lost for so long he's forgotten. He was 4-0 in 5 starts with AAA before he was recalled. Now he's 3-0 with the Yankees. That pitch just misses outside, and a 2-0 count for Freddie Bynum.
Yeah, International League pitcher of the week, and of course that was one of my keys. Mr. Perfect has yet to lose this year.
Grounded towards second base, Robinson Cano. 2 down. Take a look at the upcoming schedule for the O's, and while you do so, want to master the ticket game? Go to StubHub.com, the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Orioles. It won't get any easier. Then again, it doesn't get much more exciting. You're playing the big boys who are supposed to be so good, Yankees and then the Red Sox, and that's going to be a 4-game series against the Red Sox.
Well, I hate to put a lot of pressure on Brian Roberts, but if it will get easier if he starts getting on base. He will resist bunting, and there's your first pitch curveball for some reason. And when you go into the slumps, and he is in one of those mini slumps, and that's the great luxury of playing every day, you know that you're going to get an opportunity to come out of it, is that, and I pitched almost 4,000 innings. When you get a guy that can turn singles into doubles and triples, which is what Brian can do when he's running the bases, the bunt is a very, very important weapon.
Which he does not use.
No, and Dave Tremblay, the skipper of the Orioles, has tried to encourage him to do it, but he just doesn't want to do it.
1-1 delivery, and that is going to be taken. A 2-ball, 1-strike count. He is grounded out and flied out. Having a couple of hits now in his last 19 at-bats.
I mean, Shelley Duncan's about 6 steps behind first base. If you bunted, you'd be able to move him in, until you get to 2 strikes, hit the ball by him.
And he's not a first baseman, really. I mean, Shelley Duncan's just learning how to play down there.
Yeah, I mean, with 2 strikes, you're going to play back here, but normally you would move all the way probably right up to the line if you were going to bunt. And, of course, if you don't bunt, you just play back.
2-ball, 2-strike count. Rasner.
A little cutter, doesn't get the call.
Boy, both he and Olson are making it tough on Barksdale, the home plate umpire, aren't they?
Well, what you trust, of course, we know that Darryl Rasner wants this pitch, but this ball's off the plate, and Brian knows that. But lately, some of those borderline pitches, and they've just been getting called.
That one, Jeter's going down the line for, and Jeter makes the play. 1, 2, 3 inning. That's 7 in a row. Retired by Rasner in a scoreless game.
Hey, this is Victor Martinez.
Hey, this is AJ Burnett.
All my games are live and on demand on MLB.tv.
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 Keep watching. Keep watching.
Keep watching.
Even when you can't watch your favorite team, you can know what's happening with MLB.com's mobile team alerts, now including video alerts for your video-enabled phone. You'll get video highlights minutes after they happen, text messages on home runs, lead changes, and more. Everything you need to stay informed throughout the season for just $3.99 per month. Sign up now and pick your favorite team. Text MLB to 65246. For complete details, go to MLB.com/mobile.
Voting is now open for the 2008 All-Star Game at Yankee Stadium. Use the ballot on MLB.com to watch video, compare stats, and vote up to 25 times.
Welcome to the new and improved MLB.com. Experience the game like never before with MLB.com's Game Day. Real-time pitch type and in-game video highlights moments after they happen. Have those same highlights sent straight to your video-enabled phone with MLB.com's mobile team alert. And if you can't get to the game, watch every out-of-market game this season live with high-quality streaming video exclusively on MLB.tv. Only on MLB.com, where baseball is always on.
Hey, this is Victor Martinez.
Hey, this is AJ Burnett.
All my games are live.
Heck of a ball game going on here. Here's our Firestone game summary. Markakis, the double, got an outfield assist, throwing out Johnny Damon at the plate. Olson, solid 5. So is Rasner. Olson with the strikeouts. Rasner just getting the bat on the ball outs. And these two going at it here in a 0-0 game, 6th inning. Bobby Abreu will lead it off. Abreu has struck out and flied out. 5-game hit streak for Abreu as Olson starts him out with a strike.
Boy, yeah, I tell you what, when he can make that pitch on a consistent basis, the game will never be easy, but it will be less difficult because it isn't an easy game whether you're hitting or pitching or managing. And one thing about Abreu, and we've seen him, he has struck out over 100 times the last 10 years, and with the exception of last year where he had 83 walks, he has walked over 100 times the last 10 years.
And in order to have the average he does, it means when he hits the ball, he usually gets a hit. Nice play. Oh, almost threw it away as Olson on the underhand flipped him a liar, almost put it over his head.
Well, I'll tell you what, one of my keys to the game is going to be, instead of Garrett Olson, Jimmy Olson, and he's been hanging around with Superman, and maybe some of those powers will rub off. So right here, nice athletic play, and then, okay, and I think Kevin can get that 2-inch vertical leap going over at first base, come down in time.
I was going to ask you about that because on a play earlier that Rasner had when he flipped it over, and right there Olson does it again. Did you prefer to run over so you could flip it underhand, or if you were far enough away to throw it overhand to first base?
Overhand.
Overhand.
Yeah. And there were times right there I probably would have just run all the way over the bag. Not trying to show up Bobby Abreu or whoever the hitter was, but why when you can just usually don't run on that ball anyway.
A-Rod at the plate, hitting at .292. A-Rod has drawn a walk, and he has flied to center field. Rodriguez. Talked about Jeter's numbers against the O's. Here's a .311 hitter against Baltimore. In his career, 133 runs and 139 RBIs in this, his 158th game.
When he's got 43 or 44 home runs, it's kind of like one of his typical years. Average at around 311 or so, and then all those RBIs, runs scored, home run power, as we saw in New York. Well, actually, we didn't see it in New York. They called it a double. Home run anywhere, right center field. It just kind of flicks it out there, and it goes about 390.
He has had 44 home runs against the Orioles. No active player has more. 3-ball, 1 strikeout. Olson's delivery to him. A-Rod with the big cut. And that will take it to 3-2.
Well, you're pitching like a veteran here. I mean, this is the way Garrett Olson's going to have to pitch sometimes. When he gets into hitters' counts, 3-1 fastball count, throws a changeup. And now, all of a sudden, he gets him right back into the count because A-Rod can't sit on any one particular pitch.
3-2 delivery, and A-Rod will take it for a walk. The third surrendered by Olson. 2 of them have been to A-Rod in the ballgame. Orioles and Yankees are going to conclude this 3-game set on Wednesday at 7:05. Good seats still remain. Tickets starting as low as $15. Not summer in Birdland until you've been to Oriole Park. Tickets 888-848-BIRD or go to Orioles.com. Alex Rodriguez on at first base. Matsui's already had 2 singles in the ball game. The designated hitter hitting at .329 on the season now, 5th best in the American League to start today's play.
And Garrett Olson and I talked about this situation, except it was Cano at the plate. Matsui will look for a ball to hit into right field.
There goes A-Rod from his knees, throw not in time. Olson didn't watch. A-Rod took advantage of it.
Well, once again, we've already seen it. They go on his first move, and if you're Ramon Hernandez, and actually Ramon's probably a little more accurate from his knee because he doesn't swing his whole body. There he can't really turn and get his arm behind him, so he makes a snap throw, but this again is on the pitcher. Heads up play. I think that's one of the facets of Alex Rodriguez's game that gets overlooked. He can steal a base just about any time he wants to.
He is 3 for 3 in stealing bases. Now Matsui gets a big RBI chance. That's a very big stolen base. Yankee and Oriole fans going at it in the seats. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Matsui will take the pitch outside. Hideki Matsui, as we said, one of the hot bats in the lineup. He's 275 with runners in scoring position. And he's got one out there.
Yeah, and Gary, I think at this juncture of the game, I think what happens for at least veteran pitchers, you decide, you know what, I got a guy on deck. I struck him out twice. I don't want to give in to this guy. I got to make my pitches. Now that's all right. Throw it for the corner. But I don't want to groove one. Not in a 0-0 game, whether it's 0-0, 2-2, 3-3. Point of the game where, you got to, and it sometimes backfires, you have to think about maybe one run's going to beat you.
So if he gets a walk here, you don't worry too much about it.
Well, you worry, but you hope you make better pitches to the next guy. Double play man, strikeout guy. This guy's already 2 for 2.
Shelley Duncan on deck. Here's the 2-1 delivery by Olson to Matsui, and he takes it in the air to center. Jones. He's got it. Rodriguez will go back to second base, and now there are 2 down. So Matsui retired as Olson responds to the need. Talking about the top hitters in the American League as we go into the Memorial Day set of games. Joe Mauer, the catcher with Minnesota, has continued to be the leader in the American League. Josh Hamilton, probably the comeback player of the year. Certainly at this point he is. He's behind him, tied with Milton Bradley, Maglio Ordonez, and then Matsui, the top 5 in the American League. Carlos Quinton's taken over the home run lead at 14. There are your batting leaders. Pretty big numbers, and Mauer, who continues to establish big numbers for a catcher.
Yeah, he won the batting title 2 years ago. Of course, they're big numbers till you compare him to Chipper Jones over in the National League.
Chipper's out again with has he got a back problem now?
Yeah, an array of injuries, but hitting over 400.
Hitting .417. He leads Lance Berkman, who's hitting .385. Berkman going for a Triple Crown year. Second in average, tied for the home run lead, and second in RBIs. Shelley Duncan, runner on at second base, has struck him out twice. Inside for a ball. Duncan hitting just .170. Not a lot of at-bats, though. Only 53 at-bats this year, as he has been up and down in the minors with a big club. He's going to try and get A-Rod in. Rodriguez can run. Big lead at second base. Duncan down to third and foul as he tomahawked that one.
Well, you can see again just a pull hitter. I mean, a better fastball hitter, and he's saying was that a strike. Both of the strikeouts on breaking balls. And if you're going to hit it to one of your outfielders, let him hit it to Markakis. He's already the difference in this game. 8th assist, throwing out Johnny Damon.
Here's the 1-1 delivery to him. He takes it in the air to left field. Luke Scott. And Olson again works his way out of it. Runner left on at second base. This ball game is scoreless.
Hey, this is Victor Martinez.
Hey, this is AJ Burnett.
All my games are live and on demand on MLB.tv.
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 Keep watching. Keep watching.
Keep watching. Mike Schmidt, April 18th, 1987, 500. Ernie Banks, May 12th, 1970, 500. Harmon Killebrew, August 10th, 1971, 500. Willie McCovey, June 30th, 1978, 500. Manny Ramirez. Voting is now open for the 2008 All-Star Game at Yankee Stadium. Use the ballot on MLB.com to watch video, compare stats, and vote up to 25 times.
Hey, this is Victor Martinez.
Hey, this is AJ Burnett.
All my games
Is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. With Southwest Airlines, you're now free to be more productive. Visit southwest.com today. And by CipherStent. To learn more, visit CipherUSA.com. Happy Memorial Day to one and all. Hope it is a good one for you. And as nice that where you are as it is here. Good crowd on hand on this Memorial Day and a heck of a ball game. No score as we go to the bottom half of the sixth inning. It'll be Mora, Markakis, and Huff coming up against the 27-year-old right-hander, 3-0, Darrell Rasner, making his fourth start for the Yankees. And Mora will pop that one up. Shallow center, Cabrera coming. One pitch and one out here in the sixth inning. Mora's got an 0 for 3.
Yeah, it seems that if you know this guy is going to throw a lot of strikes, and he is, that you would have a little more productive at bats. I mean, hit the ball a little bit harder, but a lot of pop-ups. Once again, Rasner moving it, cutting it, changing up. But the key to pitching is to try to stay out of the center of the plate, and he's been able to do that.
Both of these pitchers very effective so far in this ball game. Here's Nick Markakis. Markakis has made the defensive play of the ball game so far as he threw a base runner out at the plate in what obviously would have been the lone run in the game. Johnny Damon tried to score from second on a single by Matsui and got him in the third inning at the plate.
Well, here it is, and it's a 2-strike hit. So Matsui's second single, you think he would probably score a run, but perfect throw, perfect tag, perfect play. And the Yankees go get their leather and go out and play defense.
2-0 delivery on the way. Good job by Ramon Hernandez there, Jim. He had the whole plate covered. He was up the line, covered the whole plate, forced the dive to the outside part, and he had no chance to reach in. You watch how far Johnny Damon was away from the plate. 3-0 delivery. Markakis will take it for a strike.
Yeah, I think most guys, when they come home, they don't like to have those collisions at home plate. So as a catcher, and Rick Dempsey, used to talk about this all the time, you can see him. Of course, he gets the ball in plenty of time because it's such a good throw. To get him to, look for the outside of the part of the plate. A lot of guys will actually put that foot and then kind of slide the shin guard out there. And about the only way you can get to home plate is to tag with your hand. But again, you get that kind of throw, it does make it a lot easier.
3-2 pitch is foul back. It'll stay at 3-2. Darrell Rasner belying the numbers that the Yankees pitching staff had coming into Camden Yards for this series. Last year and into this year, the Yankees ERA in this ballpark was 5.94, the highest of any team against the Orioles, followed by Tampa Bay, Seattle, and Oakland. That one, center field. Cabrera going back at the wall, looking. Goodbye, home run, Nick Markakis. And the Orioles have a 1-0 lead.
Well, what's great about that, Oriole fans on their feet, Yankee fans, the Garricks, the Jeters, the Roos, They're all sitting down. Orioles lead it by 1. And I'll tell you what, just listen to the crack of this bat. The minute he hits it, it's gone. So again, your pitch count, like we said, not too many balls in the middle of the plate. But that sound of the crack of the bat, even though it's dead center, tells you something. He centered it.
9 home runs on the season for Nick Markakis, the third surrendered this year by Rasner. And the Orioles have a 1-0 lead. Aubrey Huff. And for Markakis now, that's a 2-hit ball game as he has doubled and homered in 3 times to the plate. A good sign for Markakis and for the O's offense. Aubrey Huff, quick 2-strike count on him. That one's going to miss as Rasner comes right back throwing strikes 1 and 2. So the Orioles use the long ball here at home. And somebody's on the board, and it's the O's, and fouled off by Aubrey Huff.
Well, you're hoping, and after losing the shutouts you talked about and the 2-1 losses, that maybe you're just going to have to win 1-0, 2-0 to win a game, break this 5-game losing streak. Won't be easy against this offense for the Yankees, but it's doable.
First home run from Markakis since the 17th off Odalis Perez and Washington. 1-2 delivery on the way, and that one's going to be into the corner. Bobby Abreu is going to have to chase it down. Huff on his way to second. Abreu's throw, stand-up double.
So the O's make some adjustments. Aubrey's 11th double of the year. Hagen's slider, and he's going to just tommyhawk it. Once again, our pitch track. You can see exactly where it is. Slider, belt high in the middle of the plate. And it has a little tag on it saying hit me. And that's exactly what he does.
And the Orioles will get a chance to have a bigger offensive inning now with Huff on at second base. 1 down. Luke Scott coming up. He is walked and grounded out. Jeter will move in behind Huff. Keep him close so he can't get much of a lead there. Only a couple of steps off second base. Scott 0 for 4 off Rasner in the times he's faced him today with the walk and the ground ball out. Hitting at .254 now. Continues with that .367 average here at Camden Yards, which is the 6th best home average still in the American League for a hitter in his own ballpark. Troy Hawkins throwing in the bullpen for the Yankees. 1-0 delivery to Scott. That's there for a strike. 1-1.
There he is, former Oriole, former Twin, former Rocky, former Cub, been around. I know there's a couple of other teams in there.
And he's been very good.
Yeah.
This year. 1 ball, 1 strike count. And the fastball is going to be up high, and Luke Scott will get a count in his favor, 2-1.
Well, a difficult game to pitch. You know, we talked about Rasner last time. He shut out the Orioles for 7, but he had a 6-0 early lead. A couple of 3-run innings, second and third innings for the Yankees. A entirely different ball game today. Every pitch he's thrown, and we saw the only base on balls to Luke Scott. And I think he got a sense that maybe 1 home run, 1 pitch might beat him, and he pitched around him early on.
2-1 count. Look back to Huff at second base. Luke Scott foul tips that one at the plate. That was the longest outing of the 3 previous starts for Rasner against the Orioles in the last game 7. He worked 6 innings each against Seattle and Detroit, having won all 3 of those ball games. The Orioles have gotten the run on him here, though, and are trying to add to it in the bottom half of the 6th inning. 5 hits now for the O's, 3 for the Yankees. Millar waiting. Rasner and the 2-2 delivery to Scott. Breaking ball fooled him and got him.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, you want runs to go down, you get that pitch called, because that ball is never hardly called a strike. And you know, you got to have guts to throw it, but this ball is high and I think it's outside. Well, even though our pitch track says otherwise, it just looked to me, you just don't see that pitch called very often. Probably the fact that it was a slow curveball gave Lance Barksdale a little more time.
And a pretty good arc between the time it got to the front of the plate and into the catcher's
Boy,
glove.
he was in the low 70s with his curveball in New York, and of course changing speed, such an important part of the game.
Kevin Millar is singled and grounded out. Runner at second base now with 2 down for Millar. Fastball is up for ball 1. I heard the number the other night. I think Steve Phillips, my partners at ESPN now, that totaled it up that they're at the current rate there are going to be over 1,000 fewer home runs in the American League this year.
Well, Tom Boswell wrote an article in the Washington Post on Friday about that. Down 17.5% from 2006, and runs just in general way down, and especially home runs.
Home runs, extra doubles.
Yep.
All of them way down. How much of that is steroids or performance-enhancing drugs?
Well, there were 37 guys that hit, or actually 47 guys that hit 30 home runs or more back in 2000. And I was talking to Mike Messina. I said, you know, I still think he's one of the greatest, if not the best pitcher ever pitched in an Oriole uniform. I said, you got to pitch against those cartoon characters. You know, they all look like the Incredible Hulk and the Iron Man and all, you know,
They're
Superman.
gone now, for the most part. That's why the teams that now you play small ball again.
Yeah.
Teams that can bunt, hit and run, make contact, on base percentage, all that.
Well, I think
stuff.
that was Dave Tremblay's point to Brian Roberts, is that, you know what, you're probably not going to hit 18 home runs like you hit one year, so bunt and do the things, get on base, steal the bases, and that's why the runner scoring position numbers are so important.
2-1 strike count here. Right center field. Towering fly ball. Abreu coming over. So's Cabrera. And Cabrera just gets it. He was looking to see whether Abreu might handle it, and it almost fell in. Nick Markakis, 6th inning, home run number 9. And the Orioles have a 1-0 lead.
Voting is now open for the 2008 All-Star Game at Yankee Stadium. Use the ballot on MLB.com to watch video, compare stats, and vote up to 25 times. Willie Mays, September 22nd, 1969, 600. Babe Ruth, August 21st, 1931. 600. Hank Aaron, April 27th, 1971. 600.
Ken Griffey Jr. Keep watching.
Hey, this is Victor Martinez.
Hey, this is AJ Burnett.
All my games are live and on demand on MLB.tv.
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 Keep watching. Keep watching.
Keep watching.
Every fan's dream is a front row seat. With Nissan Live Sets on Yahoo Music, everyone's a VIP.
A lot of people ask us, do you feel pressure to stay successful and this and that? And I don't think any of us have really ever indulged that external pressure at all. I think that we challenge each other and we want to continually get better as a band.
Experience Nissan Live Sets with artists like Incubus, Christina Aguilera, Beck, and more. Only on Yahoo Music. See you at the show.
Voting is now open for the 2000.
This action, game 2. Brian Burris taking the mound against Ian Kennedy. Our coverage on Masson will begin at 6:30. O's Extra, presented by Chrysler Jeep Dodge. Game coverage at 7 on Masson, HD, and Masson. All the access you need right here on Masson. So the Orioles have the 1-0 lead on this gorgeous day here in Baltimore. And Garrett Olson on the mound has gone the distance. 3 walks, 7 strikeouts. Yankees have only 3 hits off him. Matsui's got 2 singles, and Johnny Damon a single. Bottom third of the order, Robinson Cano has struck out and grounded out. Olson's longest outing came in his first start this year against Tampa Bay, when he worked 6 2/3 innings, and his shortest that last outing against the Yankees, where he only lasted 2 2/3. 1-0 delivery on the way, center field. Jones Gano's retired, and we're going to check in with Amber.
Well, Gary, time to check in on the minor leagues. A tough day in AAA Norfolk. They lost 7-1 to Durham, and a tough day for Hayden Penn. He lasted just 1 inning, 1 strikeout, and had to leave with shoulder discomfort. Now down in Bowie, they are winning 3-2 over New Hampshire in the 4th, and Frederick and Delmarva will play tonight. Let's go back to you, Gary. And
All
Jim.
right, thank you.
Yeah, you see 1 inning and you think, well, wait a minute, he's coming to the big leagues because you may need a starter, but you don't really need a starter. So, hopefully that he will overcome that injury.
Yeah.
Former number 5 draft choice for the Orioles, Hayden Penn, came up 3 years ago actually, and a couple of starts.
Chad Muller, that one is taken away. 2-0 count.
Well, they finally get somebody. It was Chad Bradford up. Pitch count. A couple of different. We had 94, so now it's about 97. They had about 102 on the board here, so I think it's probably our number. But again, the thing, and when you're pitching well and you've been around for years, you figure, gee, they get me a 1-0 lead. They got to get 2 runs to beat me. But for young pitchers, this is uncharted territory. This is probably the best game that Olson's pitched when you take consideration. The Yankees, they've been hot. They've won 5 in a row. The fact that they are the Yankees, 1-0, you only get yourself 1 run.
And your team's not been hitting and
No,
scoring, so you
one of
pitch
the
carefully.
the stopper syndrome.
3-ball, 1 strike count here, and walking. So Chad Mueller draws the walk here. That is the 4th walk surrendered by Olson in the game. 1 on, 1 down. Our Toyota trivia question on this Memorial Day. How many World Series were played at Memorial Stadium?
Well, I guess 6.
6.
I don't know.
There it is.
Well, I'm thinking, that had to be a trick question. Was there another one that
snuck in around you?
Yeah, was
No.
there a rain out or somewhere? Or they had.
She gave
And
us some,
I got to play in all of them.
There you go.
Makes it even better.
Much better. Johnny Damon up, runner on at Cabrera up, rather. Throw over to first base. We'll see whether or not now Joe Girardi wants to try anything here. For the hit and run kind of thing, Melky Cabrera with Damon on deck. And going to hold him over there. Moore is the step behind the bag at third.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea actually to think about hitting and running, and usually you'll do it. That favorite count for a lot of guys, Sparky Anderson, 2-1, where you have to throw a strike. Not a lot of speed with Moeller.
Moeller very tight to the bag over there.
And I don't really understand what this is all about, but maybe just trying to think if Cabrera's going to bunt with 1 out, scoring a lot of runs. There's no way this is a bunting situation.
Well, it might have him running, but that would be it. Cabrera has popped out, hit into a fielder's choice, and will take that pitch for a strike. He's batting at .251.
Yeah, the one thing about Melky Cabrera, and it amazes me, the average not is as good as he would like, but over the last couple of years, he does make contact. So he is a good hit and run guy. And what happens with a hit and run, you start the runner, and then one of your shortstop or second baseman is going to have to cover the bag.
He's hitting only 190 against left-handers, 100 points lower than he is against right-handers. And in this game, he's not hit the ball hard. The left-hander Jamie Walker joins Bradford now in the bullpen for the O's. Bradford's about ready, and it won't take long for Walker to be ready. Melky Cabrera, 1 ball, 1 strike count. Olson's pitch to him, and he didn't get a good cut on a really good pitch, 1-2.
Well, the one thing about Garrett, we talked about a game of adjustments. He was up on his last changeup. He stayed back, got his arm up, threw downhill, and then throws him another pitch. It looked like a changeup. Of course, Cabrera, a very aggressive hitter.
Just his 13th major league start. Got it in, got the pop up, third base. Mora. He's got it. And Cabrera is retired, holding the runner at first base now with 2 down. Well, he has answered the call here, Garrett Olson had. In any situation where the Yankees look like they might get something started, he's been able to find the out. And a relatively easy outs. The only big defensive play coming at that play at the plate. That is taken by Johnny Damon now. He has singled 1 for 3.
And I think in previous years, especially last year, Jamie Walker really good against lefties. This year really struggling. Otherwise, he'd probably be out of the game.
Shattered bat, right field. Nick Markakis. He's got it. Olsen gets through it again. 7th inning stretch time on this Memorial Day, and a 1-0 Orioles lead. Staff Sergeant Jesse Neese, who sang our national anthem, is also going to come back here during our 7th inning stretch to perform God Bless America. This is Staff Sergeant Jesse Neese.
Bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Voting is now open for the 2008 All-Star Game at Yankee Stadium. Use the ballot on MLB.com to watch video, compare stats, and vote up to 25 times.
Hey, this is Victor Martinez.
Hey, this is AJ Burnett.
All my games are live and on demand on MLB.tv.
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 Keep watching. Keep watching.
Keep watching. Voting is now open for the 2000.
Here is Troy Hawkins out of the bullpen for Rasner. And you'll remember inside once at Yankee Stadium, and then the headhunt. LaTroy Hawkins got thrown out throwing at Luke Scott. Got suspended, appealed the suspension, so still active, and receives a round chorus of boos from the Oriole fans who remember last week and the incident with Hawkins.
Well, that's inexcusable, and that's why he got suspended. You want to throw at a guy, and Luke Scott said, hey, he wants to hit me in the ribs or whatever. Jeter had been hit early in the game, and Daniel Cabrera had a big lead, threw him a fastball in, and he got the back of his left hand. So, again, if you want to protect your teammates, it's senseless because you are going to get suspended. And with Jabba Chamberlain working his way towards starting, he's going to be a very important part of the Yankees' late bullpen to get to Rivera, who's outstanding this year. Of course, his last 8 appearances haven't given up a run, so he's doing a good job. And, of course, they've used a number of guys. Yesterday, Edouard Ramirez, he still hasn't been scored on this year.
Her bullpen has been pretty good. I mean, they've had a couple of holes in there, but they're finding guys to fill it. So Hawkins goes to work here. This is a 35-year-old veteran. Of course, has played with the Orioles in the past. He will work here to Hernandez, who has flied out twice in the ball game. Bottom half of the 7th inning, 1-0 lead for the O's. That's going to be a base hit into left field. Damon plays so deep that balls like that he's got no chance on. And Hernandez is on with a leadoff single here in the 7th inning.
Well, you make a good point. It's a lot easier to come in than to go back. But again, you want to play in a tiny ballpark, and that's part of Camden Yards. About 10 days ago, the Orioles had hit more line drives have been caught than any team in baseball, and part of it is here at Camden Yards because you do play shallow, with a couple of exceptions, and Johnny Damon's one of them.
Now the Orioles will try and add to that lead. A-Rod is going to move in at third base looking for a bunt here. Jones has singled and struck out, hitting at .256 on the season.
Well, it's a tough bunting situation because, as we said in New York, you really don't know if Adam can bunt. Number two, you got a very slow runner, so it's going to have to be a good bunt. Now, he did bunt for a base hit earlier in the year.
He does not have a sacrifice. The Orioles have 9 sacrifices on the year. A-Rod's still in. The delivery to Jones, and he certainly wasn't bunting. Strike one on him. Rasner out of there as the Orioles chase the Yankee starter, who gave up the 1 run on 6 hits over 6 innings. A home run by Nick Markakis. He walked 1 and struck out 3. So Rasner could suffer his first loss of the season, but only a 1-run ball game. Troy Hawkins keeping an eye on Hernandez at first base.
Yeah, I got to imagine Joe Girardi pretty happy with the Darryl Rasner as he was in New York. The difference was they got him a lot of runs in that game. Boy, you'd love to add another run here if you're the Orioles. Make it a lot easier for your bullpen.
Hawkins want to keep the double play in order, so he's made those tosses over. Short lead for Hernandez. The 0-1 delivery, that's going to be down the line, shattered bat, and a foul ball. Well, he'll go gather some new lumber here.
Now, we were talking today during the weekend when I was watching the games. They showed Eddie Murray's 500th home run, and it was a fastball on the outside quarter of the plate. He took that 35-ounce bat, went out and got it, hit it over the right field fence. I don't know if you can do that anymore. I don't know if you can take a ball in the outside quarter with the light bats and the maple bats, because they're going to shatter. Now, you can hit the ball the other way, but it is very hard to go out and hook a ball with these kind of bats because they're going to explode.
Time after time, about a half dozen a game, it seems like. 2-strike count. Jones with the new lumber. 0-2 delivery. Fastball inside by Hawkins. And it'll go to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Talking about the Yankee bullpen and their effectiveness so far this season. The Yankees come in with the 6th best bullpen ERA and the 3rd fewest hits per 9 innings. They and the Orioles are almost identical on their bullpen numbers.
Yeah, Orioles just a little better. And
got him.
Yep. Oh, that's a 2-seamer, and I think that's a big difference with the LaTroy Hawkins that I saw. And we talked about all the teams. You can even throw San Francisco in there, another team he pitched for. Used to be a 4-seamer. In fact, his major league debut was against the Orioles as a starting pitcher for the Twins. And that was all the way back in 1995. So that's just a 2-seamer, aggressive young hitter.
He pitched here in the 06 season with the Orioles, went 3-2, 60 relief appearances in that 06 year with a 4.48 ERA. Freddie Bynum, runner at first, chops it foul. Rodriguez at third base now on the grass. Not so much playing against a bunt, probably, is just trying to cut off a ball that might be hit the other way so he can get Bynum a speedy runner.
Of course, Bynum did drop a bunt down in Tampa, so I'm sure that the advanced scouts saying, well, he will bunt.
Hernandez on at first base with a leadoff single. And Brian Roberts waiting on deck. 1-0 lead for the Orioles. Out hitting the Yankees 6-3 in this game. Hawkins at high set. 0-1 fouled off the catcher's mask, and a 2-strike count on Freddie Bynum. Great ball game to start out this 3-game set against the Yankees. The Yankees are 11-13 on the road, and the Orioles 14-7 here at home. Orioles trying to end the Yankee 5-game win streak and end their own 5-game losing streak. Hawkins, the 0-2 delivery, jammed him. So Hawkins gets a couple of big Ks here, 2 down. Time to text in your vote for the AT&T Player of the Game. Here are the candidates for this afternoon. Olson with a great start, still in there. Markakis the home run and a double. And Rasner a run on 6 hits over 6 innings. Text in your vote, A, B, or C, to 518-62. Brian Roberts an 0 for 3 in this game. He's now 2 for 24 against the Yankees this year. There's Olson. Garrett Olson hoping for some additional run support here. Hernandez still on at first base. Roberts asked for the timeout at the plate. Hawkins will step off. Roberts an 0 for 4. Lifetime off. LaTroy Hawkins hitting at .258 now. 12 doubles, 4 triples, 3 home runs. And we'll take that pitch for a strike.
Yeah, they play him, Brian Roberts, a couple of steps to left center field. I mean, about the only place he can score Ramon Hernandez is if he shoots one right out here because of the lack of speed. But again, you saw Hawkins just run that 2-seam fastball down and away, and it just runs to the outside corner. Hard to pull that pitch.
0-1 delivery on the way to Roberts. Talked about the Yankee hitters, 3 of the top 10 day average numbers in the American League. For the Orioles, Brian Roberts, his 339 average in day games is 8th best in the American League. He's tied for the lead with those 4 triples and tied for 5th with 13 stolen bases. 1 ball, 1 strikeout. Hernandez the short lead at first. He'll be going on contact here with 2 away. They get him back to the bag. Hawkins just wants him leaning the other way. Toronto beat KC today 7-2. Early game in Toronto. Kansas City had a brief spell where they were winning some games. They aren't anymore. 1-1 delivery on the way. Way up high to him. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Yankees are going to stay ready. Jose Veras in the bullpen. Two ball, 1 strike count on Roberts. Close, but not quite. And he gets it to 3-1.
Yeah, so things change now. That 2-seamer for the outside corner. He's missed the last 2. Now Brian can look for a ball and try to drive it. And what you talked about, Gary, about trying to keep him close at first, this is where it really counts. He's trying to get a good primary lead and then a good secondary lead when score on a double. And that was kind of a, do I really want to swing or not, by Brian Roberts. And we've seen a number of those over the last couple of weeks.
That fell off the table, didn't it?
Yeah, well, another 2-seamer, and it almost looks like, again, you can see Brian just, did I want to attack it? Maybe the ball. Usually that tells you that he's not seeing the ball very well. And
Hawkins has a 3 ball, 2 strike count now. Hernandez at first will be running and inside for a ball, and he worked the free pass. So Hernandez will go down to second base. Only the second walk drawn by the Orioles today, as Scott picked up 1 back in the 2nd inning off the starter Rasner. And now they get the walk here. 2 on and 2 away. Big chance to add to the Oriole lead here, and Dave Island, the pitching coach, has come to the mound. Melvin Mora, who's had an 0 for 3, will be coming to the plate. LaTroy Hawkins this season, the left-handers are .313 off him, but right-handers only .200. And the 2 home runs he's given up have been hit by left-handers.
Yeah, a couple of hits for Melvin and 4 lifetime appearances at bats against LaTroy Hawkins.
A-Rod continues to play in at third base. He has all against everybody here in this inning.
Well, I think that's our point about bunting. Melvin Mora will bunt. Now, I don't think he should bunt here, but he will bunt. Now he'll move back. He starts in and then moves back about 3 steps at third.
And Mora will take it inside from Hawkins for a ball. Just a 1-0 lead. The Orioles on the Markakis home run in the 6th inning. Now 1st and 2nd and 2 down. They've had chances before with 2 away, including a shot with the bases loaded in the 2nd inning, and they left them loaded. 1-0 delivery to Mora. That's in there for a strike, 1-1. Hawkins trying to work his way out of a jam created by the Hernandez leadoff single and then the 2-out walk to Brian Roberts. Melvin Mora still up among the leaders with runners in scoring position in the league at 410. That is the 2nd best numbered. He broke his bat. It didn't shatter, but it did split, so he'll go back and get a new one.
And he will put the pine tar on, and I know that Dave Magadan, the hitting instructor of the Red Sox, got thrown out the other day, broken bat up in Boston, and he argued the fact that his hitter should be able to put the pine tar, and they go, can't do it. You have to have your bats ready, again, in the spirit of speeding up the game.
The bat boy or person is supposed to keep a bat ready in hand for the hitter at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strike count on Mora. Runners off 1st and 2nd. Hawkins pitches outside, block made. Chad Roller down to get it.
Yeah, nice block.
And
another little slider. And the one thing that I saw from LaTroy, and of course it's a couple of years later, is that he commands his fastball a lot better than his breaking ball. You can see right there trying to throw that pitch. What you hope, if he throws him a slider, he'll hang one, because Melvin very late on the fastball, and that's what he broke his bat on. They've been trying to really jam Melvin, run the ball in on his fist.
Hernandez off second base, Roberts off first. 2 down. Here's the 2-2 delivery. That's going to be bloop. Center field. Base hit. Hernandez running will score. Roberts will stop. Throw back. Not in time, and the Orioles have a 2-0 lead. An RBI with 2 down for Melvin Mora.
Well, there you go. They try to jam him. A little high five in the Orioles rooting section. And there's your high inside fastball. He's able to get the bat head to the ball and serve it over Derek Jeter's head. Hit it softly enough that Ramon scores easily.
And that will take LaTroy Hawkins out of the ball game.
Well, just what the Orioles needed.
An extra run here. Only Casey Blake at Cleveland has a higher batting average with runners in scoring position than Melvin Mora. And Mora's added to it with another big hit right there. So the Orioles up 2-0. They've still got runners on at first and second base, and Nick Markakis, who has doubled and homered, will be up when we come back.
Hey, this is Victor Martinez.
Hey, this is AJ Burnett.
All my games are live and on demand on MLB.tv.
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 Keep watching. Keep watching.
Keep watching.
Every fan's dream is a front row seat. With Nissan Live Sets on Yahoo Music, everyone's a VIP.
A lot of people ask us, do you feel pressure to stay successful and this and that? And I don't think any of us have really ever indulged that external pressure at all. I think that we challenge each other, and we want to continually get better as a band.
Experience Nissan Live Sets with artists like Incubus, Christina Aguilera, Beck, and more. Only on Yahoo Music. See you at the show.
Markakis coming up in the 6th inning, our PNC play of the game.
Well, I'll tell you, nothing ball game, and that crisp sound. And well, if you're pitching, it's a deadening sound. But for the Orioles, the sound that you've been waiting for is Nick. He's really the star of this game, along with Garrett Olson, because he kept the Yankees from scoring with his 8 assists, and then the 9th home run of his season gives them the 1-0 lead. Jose Veras, we saw him up in New York, power pitcher, bone chips a couple of years ago, but his fastball 95 to 97 with a hard slider. They do not have a lefty in this Yankee bullpen, so they don't match up as well, and it's going to be pretty much for Joe Girardi to decide, okay, what righty can get the left-handed hitters at.
Yep. So Veras will work here against Markakis. A double in the 3rd inning, the home run in the 6th inning. 2 on, 2 down here in the 7th. Orioles have a run in, and they're going to get another one. Base hit into center field. Throw will come into second base. Brian Roberts will score 3-0. And the 2nd RBI for Markakis in the game.
Well, low ball hitter. He gets a low fastball. Power pitcher on the mound. If you're going to throw fastballs to Nick, you better not hang around down in the strike zone. This one belt high out over the plate, maybe a little lower than that. Great side angle, and he just drives it into center field. So a nice afternoon. 3rd run makes it 3-0.
A big day for Nick Markakis, and boy, the Orioles offense desperately needed him to get going. 24 RBIs on the season with the 2 added today. Now Aubrey Huff is up, 1st and 2nd still for the O's, and Huff will take the breaking ball up high. LaTroy Hawkins will be charged so far with 2 runs in the 2/3 of an inning that he worked. He's still responsible for Melvin Moore, the lead runner, out there at second base. Huff delivered a double his last time up and was stranded. 1-0 delivery to him, breaking ball outside from the 27-year-old Veras.
And don't think that Dave Tremblay, who manages the Orioles, took one look at the Yankee bullpen and said, you know what, I can start 3 left-handed hitters in a row because they can't match up out of my bullpen. He doesn't usually do that.
Can't leave that. I wouldn't think the Yankees can go a whole lot longer. That one hit in the air, center field. Huff got a lot of that one. Everybody up. Goodbye. Home run, Aubrey Huff. Good for 3.
I tell you, a pretty important home run. You now lead by a touchdown. This ball is crunched. Fastball pitcher, fastball hitter. See ya. That's about how long it took to get out of here. Warm weather, bunch of runs.
And the Orioles are on top 6-0. Putting up a 5 spot here in the 7th inning. Huff gets his 8th home run. Now has 28 RBIs on the year. 2 of the runs in the inning charged to Hawkins. Or 3 of them are, and 2 will be charged to Veras, who comes in and gives up the long ball. Now Luke Scott. And he turns on it high in the air to right. Abreu shielding his eyes on it, finds it, and puts it away for the final out. 8 to the plate in the 7th inning. 5 runs in, 3 of them on that swing of the bat by Aubrey Huff.
Hey, this is Victor Martinez.
Hey, this is AJ Burnett.
All my games are live and on demand on MLB.tv.
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 Keep watching. Keep watching.
Keep watching. Mike Schmidt, April 18th, 1987. 500. Ernie Banks, May 12th, 1970. 500. Harmon Killebrew, August 10th, 1971. 500. Willie McCovey, June 30th, 1978. 500. Manny Ramirez. Voting is now open for the 2008 All-Star Game at Yankee Stadium. Use the ballot on MLB.com to watch video, compare stats, and vote up to 25 times.
Hey, this is Victor Martinez.
To end that 5-game losing streak and big time with a 6-0 lead over the Yankees. Gary Thorne, Jim Palmer back with you here at Camden Yards. Finally, the explosive inning that they've been waiting for that they didn't get on the last 5 games.
Yeah, Garrett Olson is marvelous. The Rastor pitched very well for the Yankees, but again, timely hitting, timely pitching. Today you get the timely hitting. Marquez having a wonderful game, and then all of a sudden you get that 3-0 lead. Aubrey Huff, he gets a good matchup. But I tell you what, the Yankees, they're going to think about we need a left-hander to match up, and the Orioles take advantage of it. I mean, nothing against the Orioles, because you got to still have to get the hits. But they did a number on not only Hawkins but also the right-hander Veras, and it gives them a 6-0 lead.
Jay Payton will come as a defensive replacement in left field for the Orioles, and Chad Bradford will come out of the bullpen to work here. There is Bradford on. This Orioles call to the bullpen brought to you by Cordis Cipher. So Bradford, after Olson did a tremendous job when the game stayed tight. The Orioles not getting on the board until the 6th inning on the Marquez home run. So now he's got a chance to be the winner. And Chad Bradford on to work. And the pitch is taken for a strike. Derek Jeter leading it off for the Yankees. The middle of the order. Orioles want to give them no more chances than this time through.
Jeter 6 for 18 lifetime against Chad Bradford.
Good pitch on the outside corner to him, and it goes to 0-2. Jeter hitting at .284 as he stands in. And the Yankee bats, which had been pounding the baseball coming into this series, quieted by Garrett Olson, the left-hander's performance in this game. Bradford ahead on the count. Here's the 0-2 delivery. And Jeter will fight it off into the seats.
Yeah, I think the one thing, the Orioles bullpen, as we mentioned, 4th in the American League as far as bullpens, Yankees 6th. Need to get him going. The one thing he does so well is that he will throw that sinker. Of course, Jeter with pretty good numbers, hitting .333 lifetime, but now all of a sudden 6-0, it really changes the complexion of the game.
Yankees
go out there, make
base
your pitches.
runners now. Yeah. 0-2 count on Jeter. And a floater is going to miss up high to him. Derek Jeter with the 0 for 2 and a walk in this game. Bobby Abreu and then Rodriguez will follow. The Yankee captain at .284 as he stands in. He wanted to come up and get ahead on the count. Try and draw a walk if he could even to get on. But Bradford throwing strikes to start him out. 1-2 delivery. And Jeter will foul that one off. First base side again.
Yeah, the one thing that I have noticed this year, and that's only against the Orioles, is that he has been much more aggressive early in the count. And by that, usually, sees probably somewhere over 4 pitches per plate appearance, and that has changed a little bit against the Orioles.
So he has had to adjust to some pretty good early pitches that have been strikes and have been fastballs. Here's the 1-2 delivery by Bradford, and he got him. Bradford gets a strikeout to kick it off here. Jeter retired, 1 down.
Yeah, a little off speed. And one thing about Chad, doesn't throw overpoweringly, but it's about sinking the ball and changing speeds. And this, to me, it just looks like it's a changeup. I think Derek, and that's unusual. He's late on the fastball, but he makes such a good pitch. Still got him out on his front foot.
Garrett Olson in the ball game. What a performance. 3 hits. That's all the Yankees got off him in 7 innings.
Well, it's the same pitcher they pounded, for 8 hits and 6 runs in 2 2/3. So that's what, to me, makes it so special.
Came back, very next start. Same team. Shuts him down on 3 hits. So the Orioles are going to do a little shutout work of their own here in this ball game. Any W will do. But a goose egg would be nice. Abreu kind of leaned into that, but he held the bat back. He's had an 0 for 3, a strikeout. He has grounded out and flied out. Maybe his last chance at keeping his 5-game hit streak alive. Batting at .289 now. Bradford with the 1-1 delivery to him. Way inside. 2-ball, 1-strike count on Abreu. One of the few Yankees who's actually worked the count deep in all of his at-bats today.
Well, it's just his style.
Yep.
You're still waiting for him to swing at that first pitch. but it just doesn't happen very often.
To wait years and years for that. Here's the 2-1 delivery by Bradford. Getting to pop it up the other way. Jay Payton, who just came into the ball game, backs up under it. He's got it, and Abreu is retired. 2 down. Visit Orioles.com now for your chance to hear the inside scoop on the Birds directly from the man in charge, Andy McPhail. It's Ask the Orioles. Submit your questions directly to Andy. He'll personally answer a select number. Just go to Orioles.com. Sign up now. Ask Andy what's on your mind at Ask the Orioles at Orioles.com. Andy McPhail on hand. Watching the ball game here at Camden Yards with the ball club home. President of Baseball Operations. And Bradford gets A-Rod to foul that one away. So a chance for a 1-2-3 inning here. Rodriguez 6 for 22 with a home run lifetime off Bradford.
And if you have watched Oriole baseball, Bradford throws about 1 a year. So that 1 home run, of course, he's A-Rod. He hits home runs. He hits doubles, steals bases, wins MVPs.
Watches that one go by. He was at the ballpark early today working underneath in the cage, taking batting practice.
Well, he really has an unparalleled workout and ethic and work ethic. You just see him. I mean, it can be 98 degrees and he's out there. He has a routine. And all good players, they don't deter from that routine.
Watches that one as it was a little bit low. A 2-ball, 1-strike count. And you just tell by looking. I mean, he really is in great shape. His body fat's got to be about 2. Home run active leaders right now. Ken Griffey Jr. Will he stay in Cincinnati? Will someone go after it? A-Rod. Frank Thomas has started hitting some dingers again. Jim Thome struggling at the plate first quarter of this year. A-Rod, ground ball. Melvin Moore charging it. Good job by Bradford. He retires the side-in order here in the 8th with the Orioles on top, 6-0.
Voting is now open for the 2008 All-Star Game at Yankee Stadium. Use the ballot on MLB.com to watch video, compare stats, and vote up to 25 times.
Hey, this is Victor Martinez.
Hey, this is AJ Burnett.
All my games are live and on demand on MLB.tv.
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 Keep watching. Keep watching.
Keep watching. Voting is now open for the 2008 All-Star Game at Yankees.
Player of the game, you still have time to cast your ballot. Olson, starter. Markakis, home run, couple of hits. Rasner, starter. Final results coming up on O's Extra. Text at A, B, or C, 51862. There is Nick Markakis, who has delivered big in this ball game. He's got 2 RBIs, his 9th home run, double, single, and a 3-for-4 ball game. We go to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Kevin Millar. Veras stays on. Veras gave up 2 of the runs. That one drilled. Will it stay fair? No. A foul ball for a strike.
Yeah, when you come in like Jose Veras did in New York and just throw the ball, not by guys, but 95 to 97, that's what they're going up there to look for. Huff got it. He hit the 3-run home run. Millar always hits off the fastball, at least most of the time, especially a fastball pitcher. And it's really hard to slow down the bat. So if you make good pitches like you did in New York, you're going to have some success. If you're in the middle of the plate, guys, yeah, I mean, Kevin Millard's a big guy. He's pretty strong. 32.5-ounce bat. Why? Trying to generate bat speed, looking for the fastball.
Got that one to left field. Johnny Damon will move over to the line a couple of steps, puts it away. Millar's had a 1 for 4 in the ball game now, with 1 away here in the 8th inning. We invite you to visit the official online shop of the Orioles at Orioles.com. You can browse the largest selection of authentic team gear, including clubhouse caps, t-shirts, jerseys, collectibles, and more. And you can shop 24/7. Get your gear straight from the source, the Orioles.com shop, where baseball is always in full swing. Just like they did.
Well,
hey,
there we
22.
go.
Hey.
Yeah.
What's your cut on that?
Nothing.
Okay. Good agent. Here's Ramon Hernandez. Hernandez singled and scored in the 7th inning. He is 1 for 3.
Wish it was that easy. You know? Actually, we wore those uniforms on very much like they were the black uniforms on Friday night. We used to wear them like, 1 day a week.
Yep.
The other team would always score more runs when I wore that uniform. And so I never really liked it. And when I first met Edward Bennett Williams, who bought the team in 1979, it was during the World Series, and I had that uniform on and wasn't pitching that night, and I didn't know who he was. I'd seen his picture in the paper, and somebody threw a piece of tape, and I kind of hid it down the locker room because we were practicing bunting, and he said, "You don't like those uniforms, do you?" And I said, "No, they always score more runs than we do." And he said, "Don't worry, we won't be wearing those uniforms next year." I go, "Holy smokes, this is the new owner."
There you go.
And that's how I met Edward Bennett Williams.
Took care of you right away.
Yeah.
Saved your career.
Thank you.
It's there. See? All with a change of uniform.
Well, you weren't around when they had the Halloween uniforms from Brooks's Sporting Goods shop, Brooks Robinson. And the whole uniform was orange. Looked like we were playing softball.
The Great Pumpkins.
Boog, yeah, that's what Boog looked like. Don't tell him I said that, but.
No, Boog!
The numbers were bigger. I mean, but they were like darker orange than that.
2-ball, 2-strike delivery on the way, and that's on the inside corner. And there are 2 down as Veras gets the strikeout.
Yeah, Ramon saying that breaking ball a little bit inside, and it probably was. Well, the one thing about Lance Barksdale, he's been very consistent, and that's what they call around the corner, around the plate.
After giving up the home run, 3 RBI homer by Huff, 2 of the runs charged to Veras. He's retired the next 3. Now Jones up, 2 down here in the 8th inning. He has struck out twice and singled in the ball game, hitting at .254. Pitch that gets away inside, turns him around, an off-speed delivery. Matsui, Duncan, and Cano will be due up for the Yankees in the top half of the 9th inning, as the Orioles right now combining between Olsen and Bradford on that 3-hit shutout of the Yankees, who have been shut out 3 times on the season. Strike taken, 1-1.
Unfortunately for Jose Veras, with how they evaluate the way you pitch when you're a reliever, and this is why it's so difficult to be a setup guy or come in with runners on scoring position, is inherited runners. And so he doesn't get a good grade today because of the home run. Hawkins doesn't do his job, and the Orioles are able to add some runs. Otherwise, much more difficult to beat the Yankees. They came from behind yesterday with 4 runs in the 7th inning. That's the first time they've done that all year long. First win after trailing after 7.
Breaking ball misses inside. 2-ball, 2-strike count.
Excuse me, Gary. Also, the first time they have won a game in 2008 trailing by 3 runs or more.
Did it against Seattle in the 6-5 win at Yankee Stadium. 2-2 delivery. Jones will chop it back to the mound. Veras up in time to get the out of 1-2-3 inning. So the O's are 3 outs away from taking game 1. We'll come back to the 9th.
Voting is now open for the 2008 All-Star Game at Yankee Stadium. Use the ballot on MLB.com to watch video, compare stats, and vote up to 25 times.
Hey, this is Victor Martinez.
Hey, this is AJ Burnett.
All my games are live and on demand on MLB.tv.
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 Keep watching. Keep watching.
Keep watching. Voting is now open for the 2008 All-Star Game at Yankee Stadium. Use the ballot.
To you by Southwest Airlines. With Southwest Airlines, you're now free to be more productive. Visit southwest.com today. By Pennzoil, feel the clean. And by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Memorial Day 2008 here at Camden Yards, and a beautiful day. And the Orioles, chance to take game one as they have the 6-0 lead. Yankees just 3 hits in the ball game, and Jamie Walker out of the bullpen to try and finish it off.
Yeah, the last 3 guys he's faced, all lefties down over the weekend. Pena struck him out. He got Crawford and Iwamura out the other night. So something he has been struggling doing, which is getting left-handed batters out, and that's really what his job is for the Orioles. And you can see the 20 hits and 14 innings pitched. So good to see him come back and have a good weekend, and now all of a sudden you get a bunch of lefties coming up and you bring them in.
Walker, left-handers 385 off him, right-handers 263, and all 3 home runs he surrendered have been to the lefties. Matsui with 2 singles in the ball game. He is 2 for 3, raised his average a couple points, 327 now. And Walker's pitch to him is in there for a strike.
Yeah, very fitting also, Jamie, for every strikeout, every relief appearance, $200 to the United States Army Relief Fund. So very appropriate. He comes in on Memorial Day. Always has been a great supporter of the armed forces.
Matsui will take it away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Matsui an 0 for 5 in the times he has faced the Orioles left-hander. So the Orioles trying to do what's been done to them a couple times over the last 5 games, and that's shut out the opponent. Garrett Olson a chance to go 4-1 with a victory here. 3 hits, 7 innings, 4 walks, 7 strikeouts. Right field, Markakis going to have to watch this one off the wall. Matsui on his way to second base will go in with a double here in the 9th inning. 3rd hit of the ball game, 3 for 4 for Hideki Matsui.
And for Jamie Walker, you're happy it comes in a 6-0 game and it's not meaningful, but again, the inability to make quality pitches, and you're going to see this ball end up. Look at the target. Look where the ball ends up. It's up, not down. He doesn't throw hard enough to stay in that neighborhood, and Matsui too good a hitter. And they won't go quietly into the night. I'm sure yesterday gives them an idea that they can come back and win some ball games.
And they don't want to be shut out.
Well, the shutout kind of goes down the window because right now, I mean, unless you're not worrying about that, you're worrying about getting 3 outs before they get 6 runs.
Shelley Duncan. Cormier will get up in the bullpen for the O's. Duncan has an 0 for 3 in the game. Robinson Cano waiting on deck. Duncan hitting just 167, a home run and 6 RBIs. Bradford worked an inning, got 1 strikeout, tired all 3 that he faced. Walker misses outside with that and falls behind Duncan 2-0. Game 2 coming up tomorrow. 7:05 first pitch. Brian Burris 4-4. Ian Kennedy 0-3. 2-0 delivery by Walker. He's taking, and it's in there for a strike. 2-1. There's Cormier in the bullpen. If Tremblay would just as soon probably have not had to get anybody else up, but not going to take a chance here. Here's the 2-1 delivery. Popped up. Millar coming. He's got it. Boy, Duncan had gotten ahead on the count. Walker comes back to get him 1 away.
Well, good for the Orioles today, but I'm sure that it's for Shelley Duncan very disappointing because he's getting the at-bats, and he has been struggling, as you mentioned, 6 for 31 coming in, so he takes an 0 for 4. Garrett Olson really did a number on him, really mixed up his pitches well and was able to get him out.
Robinson Cano has had an 0 for 3 in the ball game. 2 for 7 lifetime off Walker. Runner at second base, Matsui, 1 down here in the 9th. Ground ball towards second. Brian Roberts, that came off the end of the bat. Runner will move over. Matsui to third, but now there are 2 away with Cano out of there.
Well, aggressive hitter, throw a strike, make a little better pitch, easy out.
O's Extra coming up as soon as we are done with the ball game. Jim Hunter and Rick Dempsey standing by to take a look at this one. And it has been all about the Orioles. Took a while to get there as these 2 teams with the starters, Darryl Rasner and Garrett Olson, battling in a scoreless ball game until Markakis got the home run in the 6th inning. Then a big 5-run 7th for the Orioles. That is in the dirt for a ball. Chad Moeller has drawn a walk, hit by a pitch, and has struck out today. Orioles want to get back to looking at winning series again. They have won 6, lost 7, and tied 3 series so far this year. Victory today would put them up in the Yankees on the season at 4-3.
Well, it got some. They played very, very well at home. I mean, 14-7. If they win today, 15-7. The road's been a problem. Well, but again, you get to play at home, take advantage of it. You got great starting pitching, something that hadn't really been a problem.
Drilled into left field. That'll be a base hit at an RBI. Matsui will come in to score. Chad Moeller delivers the 2-out single. Put the Yankees on the board at 6-1. Now Matsui, after leading it off, indeed does get to come around. Moeller's got his 8th RBI. And it will bring up the number 9 hitter, Cabrera. Melky Cabrera 0 for 3. Walker with 2 down and a runner at first gets the pop-up. Center field, Jones. And the Orioles win it 6-1. So Baltimore opens it up against the Yankees 6-9-0 to 1-5-0 to set up game 2 tomorrow night.